Minecraft is a game with many challenges. For some, it might be fighting the Ender Dragon, or looting an ancient city, or perhaps even worse, finishing the back of a build. In today's video, we're going to be avoiding all of those challenges and taking the cozy route as we spend 100 days on this island building up a cottagecore mushroom village. These videos take a really long time to make, so if you like this kind of video, make sure you consider subscribing. With all that said, I can't wait to relax and start building, so let's go ahead and jump right in. And here we are in a brand new Minecraft world on a brand new Minecraft adventure. Hello, Mr. Farmer. Can I help you? Got nothing for me? All right, well, I will see you later, I'm sure. All right, we've got a couple trees right over there. It doesn't look like we had too many on the island from what I could see, but let's go ahead and start punching a tree and getting some wood. It has been quite a while since I started a brand new Minecraft world, so I am so excited for this 100 days challenge, starting here with day 1. Hello, Mr. Villager. You got anything in your house for me? Just a bed, which I will take. We've got a nice little hay bale over here, which I am going to steal from these pigs. I'm sorry, you guys just don't really eat hay. Oh, whoops, did not mean to place it there, but we will be back later. I will let you guys out, I promise. And hopefully we can get a sapling from this oak tree. There we go. Oh, this house I think can have a chest in it, so let's go ahead and check. Yes, we've got one chest. We got some potatoes and bread and apples. This is perfect. And I'm gonna take this yellow bed too, because it's way better than the white bed. We got a little bit of stony shore over here with some coal and some copper. That's great. What a beautiful little village for us to transform. Wait, I heard a cat. Hello? Cat? Hello? There he is. Oh my gosh, so cute. It's a Ruth cat. Okay, and we have a blacksmith here. I just realized that. Let's grab these hay bales, then we'll check on what the blacksmith has, and then we'll go get some fish to tame that Ruth cat. All right, in the chest, we have our first diamond. We've been in this world for 2 minutes. We've got some bread, we've got some iron, and of course we've got a helmet as well, which is great. What a fantastic start. All right, next up on our list is making our crafting table so we can go ahead and make a sword. And since we got this iron from the blacksmith, why don't we just go ahead and make an iron sword for us there so we can easily kill fish for our Ruth cat. Now, I don't know which one she's gonna like more, but luckily there's some cod and salmon right over here so we can give her whatever she would like. Hello, fishes. I would like to just get a few of you for this cat. You guys understand, right? All right, with these 2 fish, we'll have 18 fish total, so I think that will be enough to get the cat. This is such a cute little island. I think it's going to be adorable to transform, but oh, there we go. There's our cat. I was going to say, first things first, we've got to tame ourselves a little friend here. There we go. Oh my gosh, you really wanted a lot of cod, but hello, Ruthie. Let's go and find a villager house to live in, right? Now, I do think I'm going to stick to... Is that a witch hut cat? Wait, it is like so rare that they can spawn here, and I didn't see you the first time I walked through here. Hello, baby angel. Ruthie, I found you another cat. Okay, I do think I'm going to claim this little villager house over here as my own because it is away from everything else, and that way we can keep all the villagers in the center of the island. And I think what I'm going to do here is actually make a boat and then make a single chest. And let's go ahead and store everything that we're not going to need for a little bit of a boat adventure in here. Oh my gosh, how sweet is that with both cats laying on the bed together? I am going to take these hay bales and craft up some extra bread. And I'm completely out of wood after making that boat, so I need to grab this other tree over here to get some wood for a pickaxe. After we get some stone tools going, I do think I'm going to get in my boat and head off on a bit of a mini adventure because... well, I mean, we have some ice around us, but I don't see any other biomes, and I really need to find some mushrooms. Now, we can get mushrooms from Mushroom Islands, or we could find a dark oak forest, but I need mushrooms because I'm going to be using mushrooms to transform this village. I want to build the coziest and cutest little mushroom huts for these villagers to live in. Oh, I heard steps, and it was my cat. Oh my gosh, I thought it was like a mob. All right, and let me grab up some of this coal right here for some torches. And I know this seems kind of mean, but I am going to go ahead and trap some of these villagers in their houses. And we're just going to steal this stone cutter. I am probably going to need to trade with a few of these villagers to get silk touch because we're going to need silk touch to harvest our mushroom blocks. And because of that, I'd rather be safe than sorry, but that guy is like stuck in the table. I don't know. Oh, and there's some free furnaces here, so let me grab those too. And with the villagers all safe, I think it's time for me to get some sleep as well. And just like that, it became day 2. All right, Ruthie, and we need a name for our other cat. I think I like Astra. Okay, so Ruthie and Astra, you guys stay here and watch the village. I'm gonna craft up my first stone pickaxe. And let's go ahead and make an axe too. I totally forgot about that. Oh, I didn't even see the sugarcane yesterday as well. That's awesome. So let's go ahead and get this replanted. Now I think it's time to go on a little bit of a boat adventure because I'm not going to be challenging myself to stay just on this island. That's not going to work. We need some dark oak and we need mushrooms and we need spruce wood. And the other side of the island leads into like an icy biome, which could be some taiga. So I think I'm going to go over on this side and just hopefully we can find some land and maybe explore a little bit. Oh, right over there, there's a guardian temple, so let's not boat any closer to that because that would not be very good. Coming up into view, it looks like there's a little bit of a birch forest. Wow, okay. And then there's some dark oak over there too. That is so lucky. Looking at that tree in the water, I think that's an azalea tree. Yeah, that means there's a lush cave there too. And honestly, mossy mushrooms don't sound like a bad idea to me. Before we get down into that lush cave, let's grab some logs because I am going to make a chest bow. I just realized I probably should have done this before we came over here, but that way we can have a way to transport all of our items that we're going to be gathering because we'll probably get a bunch of stuff down in the lush cave and we'll have saplings and everything as well. And to get those saplings, I'm going to have to remove some of these leaves so that the leaves will decay once I mine the logs. And then we get to chop all of this wonderful and beautiful dark oak wood to our heart's content. Now, actually thinking about it, I do think that idea that we had for the mossy mushrooms alongside the red and brown mushrooms is such a good idea. Red and brown and green go so well together, so this actually might be a great way to bring some other colors into the village. I'm also going to be taking some of this birch wood because the birch planks kind of look like the mushroom stem texture, so it'll be nice to help shape our little mushroom huts. And besides that, it's good to stay busy while we're waiting for all of our dark oak saplings. I don't have silk touch yet, but I'm wondering if I just destroy some of these red mushroom blocks, if I can get some mushrooms that I can grow back over at the base. Once we get our spruce saplings, we'll have access to pod soul, so growing the mushrooms won't be a problem except for the bone meal, which we will deal with later. Now I'm gonna come over here and make a couple of stone shovels because I just realized that I forgot my bed. So instead of trying to stay up on the surface and fight these mobs, I'm gonna go down and try to find the lush cave because then we can probably find some iron, but we definitely want to take some of this moss as well. And so began the long process of digging down into the lush cave with this water stream behind me so that I could easily swim back up when I was ready to leave. Eventually, I did dig down into the mossy area and immediately went in and started gathering up some moss. I realized this would also be useful for converting the stony shore part of our island into something a little bit more lush. Eventually, while exploring, I did find a mine shaft, so I decided to head in and look for some loot, and I had my first battle with a mob, which was a cave spider. After some more exploring, I stepped out into one of the most amazing caves I have ever seen. I headed over to this water stream to go up for a nearby spore blossom. But after collecting it, some mistakes were made. Oh no, I'm only 1 heart and I heard a creeper. I just missed the jump when I fell. There was the creeper. Oh my gosh, 2 hearts. As I continued exploring, I focused on gathering some more iron. And then as it turned into day 3, I crafted my first iron pickaxe and had a battle with a skeleton for my first bone. And this is pretty much how I spent the majority of day 3, down here in the cave mining for some iron. You know, I was hoping we could find some easy diamonds in the wall of this mine shaft, but I'm not seeing much. Wait, scratch that. That is a zombie spawner. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's kill these zombies and see what kind of loot we've got in the chests. Let's get this lit up. And what do we got in the chests? A saddle, I guess, is okay. And in the other chest, we've got a bucket, which of course I just made. Oh, and a name tag. All right, we will take that. Let's get rid of this shovel. All right, my inventory is getting pretty full, so I think I'm going to get the rest of this iron and then I'm going to head back to the surface so we can go look for some spruce wood. Wait, before we go, I saw a baby axolotl. Oh, there he is. Hello. You're coming with me. I am so happy that I let this water fall all the way down here. That way it makes it so much easier to get back to the top. Oh my gosh, no, it's nighttime again. I didn't realize I was down there for that long. All right, let's go try to find a spruce forest and we'll stay in the boat to avoid all the mobs. You know, if it wasn't for all the mobs at night, I think this would be my favorite time of the Minecraft day because I love looking up at the sky. And right up ahead, it looks like we've got a tall birch forest, so going into a little bit of a biome change. Wait, is that spruce wood that I see? Oh my gosh, and there's a village. Oh, this is perfect. All right, I just need to find a bed so we can go to sleep, but here's a chest with 3 diamonds in it. Are you kidding me? I mean, hey, I was just here for a bed so that I can sleep through the night, but I will take the 3 diamonds for sure. All right, let's have a productive day 4, and there's another witch hut cat. This is the luckiest Minecraft world ever. All right, what has this villager got for me? Some potatoes, some pumpkin seeds, and some spruce. Nice. And over here, we've got some iron stuff. Honestly, and while we're stealing, I think I'm gonna take this smoker. What about you, Mr. Fletcher? You got anything good? An emerald and a feather, but I'm gonna take your fletching table too. And now before we go home, let's go ahead and make sure we grab some spruce wood so we can get some spruce saplings. If we could get enough saplings for 2 big spruce trees, I would be pretty happy with that. And let's not forget to actually pick up the saplings. Is that enough? Only 7. Okay, we got 1 more coming down, hopefully. And now with the spruce saplings and all the other loot that we've got, let's head on home. Oh wait, actually I just remembered that we did not grab any brown mushrooms, so we'll have to grab some brown mushrooms when we go over past the dark oak forest. And hello, bee! All right, here we go. Here's a brown mushroom, so we're gonna go ahead and just take out some of this stem. And then we can jump up there and go ahead and start mining all of these brown mushroom blocks to get the brown mushrooms to grow back at our base, just like we did with the red mushrooms. Oh yeah, 15 is more than enough to start with. I cannot believe that the sun is actually setting on day 4 and we are not even back to our island yet. It is going so fast. But at least we get to watch the sunset together. Oh my gosh, finally home and got a full inventory of stuff that I don't want to deal with. So let's just go ahead and sleep the night away. Okay, here we are on the morning of day 5, and it's time to get into gear because this village is not going to transform itself. I have a few things on my to-do list this morning, but the first one is going to be to make a little platform over here in the water for our spruce trees. Now we can plant down our double tall spruce trees and we don't have to worry about the podzol going everywhere. Next up, I also want to plant our dark oak tree and I want to plant our few birch saplings as well because we are going to need all 3 of these materials. Next up, we should probably clear the island of the threats, aka all these creepers. I am definitely going to have to make some more torches and torch up the island, and that is getting added to the to-do list. Next up, I would like you to become a Fletcher, and you have sticks, which is great, but I would love sticks and arrows. All right, what do you got this time? Oh, sticks and arrows, perfect. All right, let's go ahead and lock this guy in. And now we'll have a little bit of a way to make some emeralds so that we can trade for silk touch. Now, I'm also going to go ahead and make a bunch of chests as I'm going to need to start organizing my inventory. Please move. I don't have much more room inside, so I'm going to put my crafting stations out here while I organize the rest of my inventory. And we can trade some more sticks for some more emeralds as well. Another thing on the to-do list is finally getting this iron smelted. While we were organizing, it looks like both of our big spruce trees have grown in, so let's go ahead and start chopping down some wood because we're going to need some for building, but also for trading. Actually, I just thought of this idea, and if I don't do it now, I won't do it. So I'm going to take these pigs out of this pen over here and release them onto the island. And I'm going to round up these cows and sheep. Not that I really want the sheep, I just don't think I have a choice. And I'm going to bring them all down over to that pen where the pigs were by the base so that I can, farm them for leather. And now that they're all safe and secure, let's go ahead and try to just get the cows to breed because I don't really need sheep right now. And of course, leather is only one component that we're going to need for books and bookshelves. So let's go ahead and also replant this sugarcane. And now we can finally return to going ahead and chopping down our spruce tree. I gotta say, even just this upgrade to the iron axe feels so much better than the stone one. I could not wait to have a diamond silk touch axe to go ahead and mine all of our mushroom blocks with. And I actually think before we go to bed tonight, I'm going to go ahead and add a border of these spruce planks around so that the saplings don't fall directly in the water. And hopefully this helps prevent all of the saplings from going into the water so I don't have to swim down to grab them. Oh, all the other trees grew too, so I'm going to grab those and then we'll go to sleep. What a long day that was. Okay, all of our iron is done, so let's go ahead and grab that and let's finish crafting up our full set of iron armor. There we go, much more protected. Next up, I want to go ahead and craft an iron hoe because I do want to go ahead and start a little bit of a wheat patch for our cows. Oh, it was raining when we went to sleep last night, so there's a rainbow. I never get tired of seeing the rainbow in these shaders. It always makes me so happy. Now, this is going to be just a temporary wheat patch as I do want to have a designated place for crops later on. I think what I actually want to focus on is getting a little bit more emeralds. And then let's craft up a smithing table because I think I'm going to actually go get a toolsmith villager to have renewable diamond tools. And right up here in this terracotta house, there is a villager trap. So I'm going to go ahead and give him the smithing table. And hopefully he'll take a toolsmith job. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so let's go ahead and start leveling him up. I'm just going to buy a bunch of stone pickaxes that I don't need. And then we can give him some of our hard-earned iron. I mean, we could always make an iron farm if we need more, right? Now we're at the iron tier, and we've got an efficiency 2 and breaking 2 pickaxe, which I'll take. And then I guess I'll give him the rest of my iron. But that's not going to be enough to level them up again. So let's go ahead and take 2 more of these enchanted iron pickaxes, and then we'll have to get some more emeralds. And to get more emeralds, I'm going to need to start tree chopping again. This is a pretty slow start on actually starting to build, but I promise all this setup is going to be worth it when we're done. I think this is just a more efficient way to get towards getting Silk Touch than it is to spend your levels on the enchanting table. Oh, oops, sorry Ocean, I just don't really need those stone pickaxes. Alright, time to get some more emeralds. And for this to be the most efficient, I think I'm gonna probably work on getting another Fletcher as well. In the meantime though, while I wait for some trees to grow in, I'm gonna go ahead and start a little bit of a strip mine to look for some more iron and diamonds. And it would be also really cool if we could find a cave so we could start looking for some spawners. Oh, and our first lapis. I spent most of the rest of day 6 just mining down, hoping to hit the deep slate levels of the caves. Along the way, I collected up a bunch of resources, but mainly coal. Eventually, I broke out into a small cave and collected up some more iron from the walls. Back on the surface that night, I went ahead and replanted my sugarcane once again. And then I slept out under the stars with my cat friends. It's day 7 already, and I think today is mainly going to be a chores day. I want to mostly focus on breeding up the cows, chopping sticks for my Fletcher, and adding the other Fletcher villager as well. We are going to need to get enough leather for 4 books, so that way we can make a lectern and have a book to trade with. So that basically means just kind of a boring day of watching the wheat grow and chopping some more spruce logs. Honestly though, I don't really mind the more simple tasks you might need to complete in Minecraft. Things like tending to the crops or chopping down some trees are so relaxing to me and help me feel like I'm working towards my goals. And while I normally set a lot of goals for my 100 days, I only have one goal in this video, and that's to build this mushroom village. And to help us with that overarching goal of transforming this village, let's go ahead and get another flint so we can make another Fletcher villager. And this guy that we trapped in the blacksmith looks like he is desperate for employment. And we'll go ahead and lock in his trades and get some more emeralds. There's a lonely cow over here that we could probably grab some leather from. And while we're over here, let's go ahead and trade some more of our emeralds for a couple of extra iron pickaxes. Not that we need them, but just to try to level this guy up. Some more of the wheat has grown in, so let's go ahead and grab that and then do another round of cow breeding. While chopping down this tree, I have been considering gathering all of my villagers into one spot in the village temporarily. Not only will it make it easier to trade with them all, I'd eventually have to do this anyways, as I'm going to have to take down their original houses to build the mushroom huts. Right over here by our sugarcane, there is a little bit of a flat spot that we could probably mine out a bit. And I know what you're thinking, Frog, this is exactly what you do every single time to all of your villagers, but trust me, I am not going to leave them in here, even though I always say that and almost always do. I just think the sooner that we do this, the better it'll be. And it's nighttime right now, so moving the villagers to the beds will be pretty easy. And we can start with this guy who took over my house. Alright, come on buddy, there's a nice warm bed for you right here. Oh, actually I lied, it's right through these gates right over here. See, moving this villager was a piece of cake. Hopefully it'll be just as easy to move our toolsmith. And honestly, yeah, I have nothing to complain about. He's been just as easy to move as the first one. And now the sun's rising on day 8, but I've got this villager in the boat and I think I can get him down there too. Alright, it looks like the trapdoors I placed are working correctly, none of the villagers are getting out, and here we are. I don't have much bread to give them, but I do have 8 pieces and I think it's 12 to get them breeding. So let's go ahead and give them these 8 for now. And then let's go ahead and expand our wheat field. That way we can keep increasing our cow population, but also breed our villagers. On my never-ending list of chores is once again chopping down some more spruce wood. And at this point, I am really excited to one day in this world have enchanted tools because, oh my gosh, even with the iron axe now, it is just so slow. With the little bit of wheat that I have, I am going to go ahead and breed up the cows just a little bit because I'm going to go and try to get enough leather to make a lectern. Now with our paper and our 3 leather that we have, we can make a bookshelf. So let's go ahead and get that made. And if we make some spruce slabs, we can turn our bookshelf into a lectern. Now we do have one unemployed guy in here, and now he is a librarian, so now basically what we're gonna do is just place the lectern a bunch of times hoping to get Silk Touch. You're actually joking me that the first book that this guy takes is mending for 12 emeralds. I do have the emeralds to trade for it, but I think I'm gonna roll him again because I really need Silk Touch. Alright, he is no longer taking a job now, I think because it's getting to be nighttime. Although there are still some hours in this day, there's still some daylight, he could still work. But since it's nighttime once again, I'm gonna go ahead and keep moving all of the villagers. All right, another villager is going in. If I remove this trapdoor really quick. Honestly, I feel kind of bad putting all the villagers in a hole. But at the same time, I know it's going to be just so much easier if they're not in my way when I'm trying to build. And also, like, they're safe from zombies and all that stuff, too. Oh, I really hope that skeleton doesn't see us. Oh, no, he does. Oh! Oh, please! Oh, please don't hit my villager! Oh my gosh, okay. We're good, we're good. Yeah. Get some aim. Aim Labs is free, by the way. Alright, and just a short while later, all of the villagers are now safe and secure. And what do you got for me? Nothing. Yeah, we'll replace that lectern and... Oh, you guys are getting pretty close. Somehow 2 villagers... Oops, I did not mean to try to sleep. Mending again. He just became a librarian villager. Mending for 10. I am so tempted, but I think I'm gonna wait and then try to get Silk Touch. Yeah, I think that's the right thing. I'm sorry, mending for 10. And while the villagers are asleep, I'm gonna take advantage of the nighttime and keep mining down to try to get to diamond level or to a big cave to start looking for a skeleton spawner. In only 8 short days in this world, we've already made a lot of progress towards getting all the materials we're gonna need for the mushroom village. But without bone meal to get more moss and mushroom blocks, we are sort of still setting up and we definitely have a lot more grinding to do. Oh, we do have a little bit of a cave entrance now underneath us, so let's go ahead and try to get down there pretty safely. I actually don't have any food with me, so that is kind of a challenge here. Over here, we've got some lava and some water. Looks like it could be a good place to farm some obsidian. Okay, I wonder what's on the other side of our staircase here. Oh, that is a giant mine shaft right there. And there's lava there. Okay, there's a creeper. Oh goodness, there's a lot of creepers. Oh my goodness. I do need bones from skeletons, so if we could hunt a couple of skeletons, that would help us in our bone meal endeavors. Although he just dropped arrows. All right, when I said that I wanted a big cave, I definitely got what I was asking for, I think. And this area just leads to a dead end, it looks like. But there's a water cave above us. Okay, and now I did say that I wanted skeletons, but I didn't say that I wanted you guys camping my exit. Hello? Oh my goodness, and I hear a zombie too. This is getting a little bit hectic. Oh, but there were bones. Out of pure desperation here, I'm gonna eat the rotten flesh. Now I am down in the deep slate levels of the cave, so I just want to take a quick peek into this mine shaft and see if we can spot any easy diamonds in the walls. So far though, haven't found anything, not even a chest, and I hear cave spiders. I think I just saw blue there. Is that diamonds? Yes, that's diamonds. Oh my gosh, okay. We've got at least 6. Is it 8? It's 8. Oh my gosh, we are so rich now. And I think I just found where all the cave spider sounds are coming from. There is a spawner right here. Let's get this little bit of string cleared out and torch that up so no more cave spiders can come our way. Ooh, a minecart chest. Okay. 2 diamonds and a name tag. Oh my gosh, we have had so much diamond luck in chests in this world. Ooh, okay, I've got to be careful here because this does look like it might be death for me, but I'm gonna try. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. I don't have any food. I've got to remember that. Okay, I've got 3 hearts. This is not good. But I think that there's some rotten flesh down there, though. Hello. There is rotten flesh down there. I just gotta kill these skeletons to get it. I think I might be able to bait one into shooting the other one. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay, just keep shooting that guy. Don't shoot me. Yeah, shoot that guy. And then I can go down and... Oh, 2 hearts. Okay. Got 2 rotten flesh. Okay, I've got 2.5 hearts. I should probably go home. There's a skeleton. Oh my gosh. Oh no. Hey, please. I'm just a small girl. Just a baby. Here is my last rotten flesh. Hopefully that will help me heal up a little bit. I don't have anything else that I can eat. And of course, right over there's another skeleton and another cave spider spawner. Oh my goodness. Obviously, I can't explore too much farther because I am low on hearts, but I just want to get this torched up because there's a lot to explore around here. And if possible, I'd like to prevent the cave spiders from spawning next time I'm down here. That would be great. I just noticed that my sword is also about to break, so that's not great. And yep, there we go. But we do have the water bucket with the baby axolotl in it, and that can help us clear out some of these as well. There's an enderman to my right, so I'm just gonna try to be a little bit careful. Wait, I do have an extra sword. That's right, I got one from the village. So now we can go a little bit further and just see if there's any diamonds down here. I hear a zombie and lots of skeletons. I'm assuming that's in like the next aisle over. Maybe like this way on the left here. Oh, it's a spawner. Oh my gosh, I wonder if that's a skeleton spawner. Oh, but I am not ready to deal with this. I don't have any food and I'm 2.5 hearts, so no. Okay, in the interest of not dying and saving my 27 levels, I'm gonna go ahead and spiral staircase up right here. And this will probably be pretty boring, so I'm going to bring you guys back once I get to the surface. Okay, I think we've got to be getting close to the top here. This is dirt finally. Yeah, I think this is it. There we go. Oh, and we're right on the edge of the island. Great. And now all of my torches that I just placed are probably on the floor. Honestly, I will just deal with that another time. If there are a couple of mobs on the staircase, fine, whatever. At least we found a potential skeleton spawner and we made it out with so many diamonds too. But I am painfully aware that I only have 1.5 hearts, so let me go into my house here and find some food. All right, we do have some raw beef here, which we can go ahead and put in our furnace to cook. Oh gosh, we've got some iron as well. Let's get this iron smelting. Now these 10 new diamonds bring our total diamonds up to 14, so that is also really, really good. And the sun is rising, so I'm just going to try to get as much of this junk out of my inventory as possible. Okay, we'll put all the rails in there for now. And oh my god. Oh, wait. No, baby zombie. Oh my god. Half heart. Oh god. Oh, why would that villager do that to me? Does he hate me? Okay, so that was definitely attempted murder, right? Because I wouldn't let him sleep in with the other villagers. I'm sorry, you won't take a job. I mean, this is also partially my fault since I did go down into the dangerous caves without any food and I did kind of battle it out with some skeletons and stuff. But in all honesty, why did he run into my house? There were a million other houses and an iron golem for him to run to. So why did he pick me? All right, in our villager little cave, let's go ahead and craft up a couple of pieces of bread for them. Here you guys go. Make a baby, please. And what do you got? Frostwalker. That is not what we want. I spent the rest of the day trying to recover emotionally from the devastating betrayal of my nitwit villager who tried to kill me. And I did that by rolling my librarian villagers for silk touch. When I got bored of that, I fed all the cows to get some more baby cows, and then I went into the pen to cull the herd a little bit more for some extra leather. After that, I headed over to my big spruce tree to chop it down to get some more emeralds. And later that night, I leveled up my toolsmith to finally have a diamond shovel and a diamond pickaxe. On day 11, I crafted up another lectern and continued rolling my villagers. Since I didn't get an axe for my toolsmith villager, I decided to also look for mending. This way I wouldn't have to worry about breaking my silk touch axe once we made it. Eventually I did find a low-cost mending and locked that villager in. And then after that I locked one villager in the wall so that I could continuously roll him on his own, but I was not getting any luck with silk touch. While I've been rolling this villager, I think I just heard a random cat spawn, so I just want to go see if we can find him really quickly. Hello? Mr. Kitty? Where are you? Oh, there he is. Hello! Oh, and there's a wandering trader that just spawned too. Very, very lucky. Hello, Mr. Kitty. There you go. It was a jelly cat. And this guy's got absolutely nothing for me. That night, once again, I was on the rolling villager grind and I was really hoping to get a silk touch and a bookcase trade on the same villager. Eventually, I did end up getting quite an expensive silk touch, but I locked him in because I was like, oh my gosh, I need this so badly. I threw some more bread to my villagers so they could have a baby. And with the silk touch grind finally over, I headed to bed for the night. Alright, it's day 12, and to secure another villager baby, I'm gonna steal their crops from upstairs so that way I can get another librarian. I don't even care if this villager has an enchantment, I just want bookshelves. I am trying to take this challenge pretty relaxed, but also at the same time, I don't know if I'm gonna have enough time to do everything I want to do, especially since we're gonna be collecting hundreds of mushroom stem by hand. Alright, hello villagers? Oh, you had a baby. Well, I was actually coming in here to give you some of this food so you can still have that, have some more babies if you want. And I'll see you guys later. Okay, what I think we'll do instead of waiting for the villager baby to grow up is I think we'll go into the caves and we're gonna make a diamond pickaxe. Where are my diamonds? There they are. So we have enough for a pickaxe, the enchantment table, and also an axe. And we'll craft a diamond pickaxe because the other thing that we're going to need for the enchantment table is obsidian. But before we head down there, I'm going to grab this steak out of my furnace because I am not getting caught down there with no food again. There was a big lava pool down here at the bottom of the mines, but I also remember digging into this cave alongside of our staircase and there was a bunch of iron in here, which we're going to need to make an anvil too. So let's go ahead and get this as well. I think to get an anvil, you need around 30. So that's already 7 right there. Oh, here we go. Here's a little bit more. I'm gonna try to remember where this granite patch is, as I'm gonna want to use that for the floor inside some of the mushroom huts. There's definitely a ton of iron down here at the deep slate level as well, but 28 is a good start towards our anvil. A good start. I mean, it's basically an entire anvil. Oh, I don't remember where the other lava was, but here's some more. Just gotta try to stay away from all the creepers that are out there. And let's toss down the water bucket and then start the very long process of mining this obsidian. I think we'll just stick for now with the 4 for the enchantment table. And some more iron is definitely nice. It looks like the cave continues over this way. Oh, and there's lava down there. And there's some iron there. And I don't think I've been over here yet. That looks like a diamond. Okay, we're gonna have to make it through all these skeletons, but maybe we can just get them to fight each other. All right, last man standing, you've gotta go as well. And oh my goodness, there's a million mobs over there by that diamond. This must be like a king's diamond or something. It is so protected and there are like a million creepers. Oh my gosh, and there are even more reinforcements incoming. I would prefer some skeletons to fight so that way we could get some more bones for bone meal, but I guess the XP from these zombies is also welcome. Honestly, this feels somewhat like a bad idea. Come on, glow up creeper. Thank you. Got the baby zombie with that one. Okay, when I said I'd prefer to fight skeletons, I didn't mean summon 5,000 of them. Okay, this is quite a precarious position we've gotten ourselves in. There's a lot of creepers, a lot of skeletons. Oh my goodness. Okay, maybe now we can go over and just quietly take the diamond after we kill this creeper. There we go. And it was just one. It was all for one. I wonder if there's any more along this cave here. Some iron there, some gold, a little bit of a ravine. Ooh, big cave opening. There's a diamond there. Okay. Let's go get that one and then we'll head up to the surface to see if our villager has grown up. Of course, once again, I am in the fight of my life for this diamond. Oh my gosh, and I bet this one's only going to be 1, 2. I think I can grab it before the zombie gets here. Only one on the surface. Let's get this guy. And there's a random cave spider just chilling over there, having a great time. What is going on in this world? All right, just double checking. Was there any other diamonds? No, none. It was just one again. Okay, like I said earlier, I'm gonna head back up to the surface and check on my villagers. I am so done with the caves for now. All right, let's go ahead and breed up our cows again. That way we can have a constant supply of food and leather. And the sun was rising when I just looked over that way. I didn't realize I was down in the caves that long. All right, day 13 and we're making our enchanting table. This must be a new record for me. Before we do anything else though, let's go ahead and get some of the sugarcane harvested. I think this was the baby. Yeah, so feather falling 3 and bookshelves. I mean, we will take that. But we're gonna need to make a lot more sticks to get a lot more emeralds to buy all these bookshelves. After trading everything I had, I only had enough to get 3 more bookshelves. So maybe we'll do a combination of buying them and also breeding our cows. I think what I'm going to do now is kick it into a time lapse because I'm going to do some more tree chopping and you guys have already seen me do a ton of that and I don't want to bore you. A short while later, I have converted most of the logs I just chopped down into sticks and I am trading for lots of emeralds to get some more bookshelves. The rest of the day, I've pretty much done nothing, so I am adding a little area to grow some more dark oak trees over here so that they can be with the spruce trees too. And now back to chopping trees because that's pretty much all I do in this 100 days. Actually, I was just thinking I might take advantage of some of the nighttime here to torch up the island. Especially over here on this far side, there's a lot of mobs that spawn over here and I think it would just be better if we could avoid that if possible. And at this point, it's not even because of the villagers that I want to torch up the island, it's just for myself. I want to be safe too. Especially since I have 36 levels. That means we can enchant a few times and I definitely don't want to die with those levels. I think we should probably focus this day on trying to get our enchanting setup finished. We can buy a bookshelf, that would give us 6, and then I think we can trade some more emeralds. And now we can get 3 more bookshelves, so that gives us 8. Now we only need 7 more to make a full enchanting setup. Wait, I think I had some extra ones in here. Oh, sorry for stepping on you, Axolotl. I'm sorry. And I do have some extra books as well. If we can just make 1 more book. Yeah, I do have the leather and we have the sugarcane. Let's go ahead and craft up those books and then we're going to need to make some planks and then we can craft our bookshelves. We are also going to need to craft ourselves an anvil here, so let's go ahead and make that as well. And we still have a ton of iron left over. I don't really know where I want to put this yet. I think I might end up just kind of slapping it down over here. And luckily we'll have silk touch on our axe so we can just easily move this later because it's probably not going to be cute. Okay, I just want to see, will our pickaxe have fortune? No. Okay, so our axe is going to have efficiency 4 and unbreaking 3. That's actually perfect. And efficiency 4, silk touch, unbreaking 3 on the pickaxe. That's actually so good as well. Let me toss down this anvil, and then we're going to have to go ahead and add our mending and silk touch, or maybe in the other direction. Yeah, that's perfect. And add those to our axe. So now we have a mending, efficiency 4, silk touch, and unbreaking 3 axe. Maybe it wasn't always the most exciting, but the grind has definitely paid off. That really means that we only have one piece missing of our puzzle before we can really start building. And luckily earlier we found it down in the caves. It was a skeleton spawner, so we can have an unlimited access to bone meal. Honestly, I wasn't planning on going to the nether at all in this video, but it would be helpful if we could get some soul sand for our farm. I'm just going to grab the 10 obsidian that we need to go to the nether really quick. And then we can just take a quick look at what our spawn looks like. And if it's too difficult to navigate or it's too dangerous, then we will just go without the soul sand. All right, and here's our last piece. Efficiency 4 makes this so much faster. The sun is setting, so we are going to have to try to do this very fast so we don't waste too much time in the nether. Let's go ahead and light our portal. And the last thing that I want to go ahead and make is a diamond sword. We unfortunately don't have the XP for a level 30 enchant, but we can do a lower enchant. And fire aspect 1, yeah. Oh, I'm breaking 2 as well. Okay, we'll take that. What is this spawn? I'm in like a 3x2 box. What do you mean? All right, I guess I'm just gonna dig out this way, I think. Oh, okay, this didn't take too long. Here is an opening, and it looks like we're just in another waste biome. Oh, I always forget that there are mushrooms in the nether. I could have come here to get my mushrooms instead of looking for a dark oak forest, right? Nope. On second thought, I would much rather prefer to go to any other biome, including the deep dark, than the nether. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, will you please leave me alone? This is actually getting embarrassing. Thank you. Wait, I think on the edge of my screen over there, I think that's Soul Sand Valley, yeah. For some reason, I always forget that there are bone blocks here, and then there's an abandoned nether portal there, too. And another ghast just spawned. Oh my god. Please just let me get my bone blocks in peace. Thank you very much. All right, I'm gonna do the 2 birds, 1 stone thing here, and I'm gonna go ahead and mine up a bunch of this soul sand while also looking for the chest for this portal. I couldn't find it, but that's okay. At least we tried. But now that we have what we need, let's go ahead and get out of here. Actually, on second thought, there is a warped forest biome over there. Oh, and there's a crimson forest over there as well. Anyways, my thought was I could just grab some of the nylium with my silk touch pickaxe, and then we could grow these mushrooms in the overworld if we need some more colors for our village. Oh, but to get down there, I am gonna have to do a little bit of a dangerous thing. Let's try to get down as far as we possibly can. And now we're just gonna have to carefully and safely bridge over there so I can drop down onto the trees. I won't lie, I am a little bit scared. I probably should have left my silk touch axe at home just in case. Okay, let's just jump. Oh, that wasn't too bad. Not too much damage taken there. And now we can just go ahead and grab some of this nylium and one of these mushrooms as well. Although we can bone meal the nylium in the overworld to get more of the mushrooms. Now I'm gonna tower it back up, and I'll see you guys back over at the island. Unless something terrible happens, like I die or something. Like, why would I even wish that on myself? Why would I even say that? Oh, I guess we were in the nether all night because we are well into day 15 now. And I think before I do anything with the skeleton farm, I'm gonna go ahead and chop down these trees, and oh my gosh, with efficiency 4, this is so nice. You know, I actually think I've just worked too hard this whole day. I don't want to go down into those caves. I just want to chill and chop down my mushrooms. I think that would be a good thing. And I made an iron axe here that's unenchanted, so we can go ahead and grab some more brown mushrooms from the top of this. Yeah, there we go. That is so satisfying. And we're going to need so much of the mushroom stem, but we'll also need the brown mushroom and the red mushroom parts so we can build our mushroom huts. And by hand, this will probably take a while because these only give you like 5 or 6 mushroom stem at a time on average. Honestly, I think I got a little bit distracted. It's already moon rising and oh my gosh, that iron golem is fighting a zombie over there. This place is still not safe. And I think that's a good sign to head to bed. But in those few minutes, I got over 2 stacks of brown mushrooms and we got almost 3 stacks of red mushrooms, but not even a stack of the mushroom stems. We're gonna need to grind a lot more. Good morning from day 16. Let's get into our skeleton farm today. Now I've crafted up most of the components we're going to need for this farm, but I still do need to go out into the water and grab some kelp. And just to be safe for this, I usually like to get around 30 because I think it's 21 blocks that we have to make the farm so that they're one hit when they fall down. But having a few extra is actually just called good planning. I think I just heard a wandering trader. Yeah, there he is. Is this the same one? No, this is a different one, but you don't have anything that I really want. Except for those leads. I don't normally kill the llamas, but I didn't have time to make a boat. Because we need to head down our staircase right over there that we built the other day. Wow, those stairs take forever and they make me so dizzy. I think it was right behind this gravel around the corner. And is it a skeleton? Oh, it is. Perfect. I was really gonna feel silly if it was not a skeleton spawner. And the loot is kinda... Now I'm gonna dig my own little hallway over here. That way it's a more direct path from the stairway to the spawner. And I brought everything down here with me that I'm gonna need to turn this into an XP farm. Or in our case, a bone meal farm. I spent the rest of day 16 working on the spawner, mining out a 9x9 box around the spawner and setting up some water streams to make it your typical skeleton farm. The work continued into day 17 where I worked on setting up the water streams, getting the drop chute ready, and setting up the collection area. And soon enough, I had it all working. And just like that, we have a very simple, very easy to make skeleton farm. I think I'm going to stand here for a while and get some bones while I'm down here and also get some extra XP as well. So I'll see you guys in just a little bit. I wasn't really planning on being done with the skeleton farm so soon, but I just heard lightning and I don't have anything to protect my villagers. And that would be kind of tragic if something happened to them, right? Oh gosh, it's so scary. I'm just gonna steal this bed right here just to sleep, and this is the shortest day ever. Alright, given that we got a bunch of bone meal on day 17, I'm gonna spend some time this morning collecting some more mushroom blocks. But mushroom stem is the thing here that is kind of holding us back a little bit. So I think in between recordings, I'm gonna do a little bit of research on YouTube. I'm gonna look for a mushroom stem farm that hopefully isn't too complex and will help us solve our mushroom stem problem. In the meantime though, I still have a bunch of chores to do around the base before we can start building. And one major thing we're gonna have to do is remove all the old houses for all the villagers, so I think we'll probably start with just this one for now. As I also think we need to go on another like little mini adventure because yeah, I realized that we don't have any too tall flowers. And I definitely am going to need some flowers to decorate this place with. Like a couple of rose fields or lilac fields would probably be so pretty with all the mushrooms. Alright, the house is all removed, so I think I'm going to have a quick bite of our steak and get my boat and we can go on a little adventure. And I think I'm just going to head south down past this part of the island because we haven't been this way yet and I'm hoping I can find maybe some different kinds of biomes down there. This is such a beautiful and relaxing view. I love just kind of staring at the moon and the shaders while I'm boating in Minecraft. It is so chill. All right, we've got some birch forest here, and I think that you can find some flower patches within the birch forest, but there are some mobs over there. So let's go down to the bottom of the ocean and sleep really quickly. Oh my gosh, I just went to stop my recording and I realized that I never started recording on day 20, so we missed a whole day. Oh my goodness. A quick recap, I tamed a dog and then I spent a ton of time waiting for some bees to go in their hives, so I do have a couple of bees in bees' nests right now. But on that entire island, I didn't see any flowers besides Lily of the Valley, so the hunt is still on for some roses, peonies, and lilacs. Okay, and it looks like we're coming up to another big island. This looks like a regular forest. I'm leaving the dog in the boat and I'm just going to quickly take a little bit of a peek around because this is going to be pretty dangerous. Do flowers only spawn in flower forest now? Because I haven't seen really any too tall flowers or any flowers in this whole forest at all. Oh my gosh, I think those are roses and there's a zombie. Oh gosh. And there's a creeper. Oh my goodness, why is this so chaotic? I just want some flowers. There are some more Lily of the Valley here, which I will take because these are very pretty and pretty rare. The sun is rising on day 21 and let's take this. Oh, that had 3 bees in it. Here is another little rose patch, which we are definitely going to take all of these as well. They are free after all. Oh, right there's a lilac. Oh, this is perfect. Then we can just focus on grabbing that and leaving. Yeah, I think I'm going to head back through the woods and go find my dog in the boat where I left him. And then we can focus on actually going home and getting some building and stuff started. And of course it's raining. All right, buddy, you would not believe the adventure that I went on. I saw a whole forest burning down and I saw so many different things. He's just nodding along. And that's why she's re-recording all the albums in her version. He's like, yes, mother, whatever you say. By the way, I have noticed that there is steak on your hotbar. Whew, these boating journeys take so long. I really hope I don't have to leave the island again. Oh, there we go. There's our beautiful little island. All right, the first thing I want to do is go ahead and make some campfires, and I'm also going to make some trapdoors here as well. I don't know if I'll have enough time to gather enough honeycomb to make a honey mushroom, but I do know that it would be nice to have some candles, so we'll make a little area for our bees in the wall here. Now that this is very done and very basic, we'll just set the bees down to do their thing. Now that we have some red dye, we can also, if I can reach them, dye the sheep red. Because we are going to need some wool for our mushrooms, and we won't just need red wool, we're also going to need white wool. And I'm going to probably have to get the sheep into their own pen, but I'm going to probably have to start, you know, culling some of the cows to get them all out. Oh gosh, this is going to be a process. And I think last thing before we go to bed, we'll go ahead and grab this sugarcane too. All right, it's day 22 and we have a very busy couple of days ahead of us. And that's because I'm going to go ahead and start removing all of the rest of the houses in the village. That way we can terraform and do the rest of our terrain work and stuff that we need to do before we start building up the mushroom huts. And now here we are on the morning of day 24 and all of the houses are gone. The only thing that's left is the farm over there. And I think today we're going to actually go ahead and start our terrain work, starting with this back corner of the island that has the stony shore. I think I want to bring this stone down a couple of levels. I'm going to be mossing this side of the island with the stony shore anyways, but I just don't want such a dramatic difference in height between the highest and lowest part of the upper island. Yeah, I think if we take another level off, it'll be a little bit better. That way we have more than enough room for at least 5 or 6 different kinds of houses, plus like a little bit of a farming plot for all of our animals. And of course, I won't forget to go ahead and torch it up again because I don't want any mobs spawning over here. We also need to patch up all these holes that are on the island. And I currently don't have that much dirt, and I'm going to moss over here anyways. That's why I'm using all this stone that I gathered. And this little raised bed of grass over here can probably go too. I just don't really think it adds too much to the terrain to make it more interesting, and it's just going to be a nuisance to build around. Over here, we can go ahead and build out our terrain just a little bit more. That way we have a little bit more space in the middle of the island to kind of be on the same level. And of course, we need to fill all of that in with dirt now, which I probably don't have enough. Yep, definitely didn't have enough. So we're going to need to go down to the caves to grab some more dirt. And while I'm done here, I do actually need some redstone for the farm that I'm going to build for Mushroom Stem. And we'll just take this lapis too. We'll go ahead and take this gold. Oh, here we go. Here's some redstone. We'll take all of that. Oh, there's some more redstone right here. Nice. And even more right here. This is Redstone City. I'm not going to leave behind any gold or iron either, especially iron because I'm going to need a bunch for lanterns. Oh, right there in the floor, there's some diamonds. And this is actually so many as well. There's at least 5, 7? I mean, I'll take it. This mineshaft actually has so many diamonds. It's so nice. Now we just need to get a fortune pickaxe and we're all set, basically. I don't know how, but I found this big cave opening and there's a big slime in here. And I don't think I'm going to need any slime for any farming, but I'm going to kill them while I'm down here and take it anyways, just in case. But I think I'm done with caving for now, so I'm going to head back out to the surface and I'm going to have to dig my way up because I'm completely lost. Alright, like I mentioned down in the caves, I'm going to make a new diamond pickaxe, and that's because I want to go ahead and try to enchant since we have 32 levels to try to get fortune. And what are we going to get? Efficiency 4? Only on breaking 3. Alright, down to the skeleton farm we go. Since we're going to need a bunch of bone meal anyways, might as well go ahead and try to get some levels and get the bone meal at the same time. Alright, I've been grinding, but with this group of skeletons right here, I am level 30. Nice. Oh my gosh, it's already daytime on day 26. Okay, well, let's see. Fortune 3. Oh my gosh, that was so lucky. Well, I guess that's all we needed. Now I'll just place down all the silk touch diamonds. And then we'll go ahead and fortune them up with our fortune 3 pickaxe that we just got. Honestly, we have been so well set up in this world. I'm actually pretty proud of myself. All right, and with our final diamonds here, will we make it to 40? I think so, 42, 45, nice. Now let's do the same thing with our redstone. And once again, fortuning all of this up, although we do have quite a bit more redstone than we had diamonds. Now, using our freshly fortuned diamonds, I am going to go ahead and make a hoe because we did hit 30 levels from fortuning all that redstone again. And I'm going to go ahead and enchant this hoe because I'm going to want to add silk touch to it anyways for leaves later on to decorate with. So I'll pretty much take anything from the enchant table as long as it's not fortune. Nice, efficiency 4 on breaking 3, perfect. Let's go ahead and remove the last little bit of the village, which is this farm. It was so nice to have this, but we just don't need it anymore. It's day 27 already, and over a quarter of our 100-day challenge is now over. I think what I want to focus on today, though, is mossing up the island since we did get a bunch of bones while we were getting XP the other day. And I have a feeling this is going to take a while, so the sooner we start it, probably the better. I spent all of days 27, 28, and 29 on mossing the island. This is pretty much all I did, so here's just a few clips of the progress as it was happening. Alright, I think we're finally done with most of it, but if I go into free cam, you can get a nice little overview of it. This whole gravel patch in the back is the only thing that I have left to do, but I need to go gather a bunch of stone because I only have like 40 in my inventory and it's just not enough to fill the entire patch. This area in through here, I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with yet. I was thinking about bringing it out, but I just don't know if I have enough time or materials to do so. But at the very least, most of it's done. We just need to go ahead and remove all of the azalea and the moss carpets and stuff. Down in the caves on the morning of day 30, and I just want to go ahead and grab a bunch of stone. Oh, there's some iron right here. We need that too. I will be definitely taking all of that. Anyways, I just want to go ahead and get a bunch of stone to fix up that gravelly patch and moss that up before we start the building process for the rest of the island. And here's to hoping that about 5 stacks of stone will be enough for this whole process. I will say that I was not expecting the amount of bone meal that mossing up your island was going to take because I've pretty much run out of almost everything that I gathered the other day. And we're still going to need a lot more for mushroom stem. With that last little bit all mossed up, this is starting to look so much better. And now I guess I'm just going to have to go ahead and start water bucketing everything around me. You know what? Actually, I think it's going to be faster if I just start punching everything. So I think that's what I'm going to do here instead. And I'm going to have to replace all these torches again. Oh my goodness. All right, first things first here on day 31, we're going to go ahead and place down all of this iron to go ahead and fortune. I mean, not that it's a lot, but we are going to need some iron for hoppers for later to build our mushroom stem farm. Now, while the iron is smelting, and of course it started raining, we're going to go ahead and start another little farm, but this one's going to be an actual farm for some melons. I want to try to use the melons to give contrast to the mossy mushrooms, but we're also going to have to start getting some red wool and some white wool and stuff too. And to do that, we're going to have to thin out this herd here because I'm going to have to get all of the sheep into their own pen. But there are so many cows that this is going to become a little bit complicated. And while I eventually want to move both the sheep and the cows, for now, I'm just going to set up like a little temporary thing over here. And now very slowly we can start bringing over our sheep. Not like that though. We would be in the pen, not outside of it, please. Thank you. I am going to go ahead and make an automatic bone meal machine over here because I do have like a lot of wheat seeds that are kind of piling up. Especially also this extra like mossy carpet and azaleas and stuff that we picked up yesterday. And I'm going to temporarily dismantle our enchanting setup to bring it downstairs with me because I do want to go ahead and focus on getting some more bone meal. And while we're down there, if we can try to enchant our sword to get looting, that would be great. Well, we still need to go into the nether before we make... What are you guys doing down here? Good work, I guess. Anyways, like I was saying, we still need to go into the nether before we go ahead and make our farm. But before that, we're going to need a bunch of bone meal to run the farm. So I guess I'll just dig out this spot for the enchanting table really quick and set that up. And then we'll go ahead and swipe at some skeletons. And as I mentioned earlier, I would really like to try to get a looting sword while I'm down here. So that's why I brought this down here. And let's go ahead and get our grindstone. because looting 3 would just make this a little bit faster. So goodbye, fire aspect. I loved having you, but sharpness 4 and breaking 3, I guess better than fire aspect 1. All right, it's time to grind. I spent the next few days killing skeletons for bone meal and XP, and I enchanted whenever I got the chance. Eventually on day 32, I ended up getting looting 3 on my sword, but just looting 3. I think before we head back upstairs, what I want to focus on is actually getting some of this redstone, but while we're here, I might as well take this iron too. Unfortunately for our mushroom farm, we will have to use some redstone. We're going to need a redstone torch and I think some observers and a dispenser and stuff. So let's just jump down here and get all that. Oh, and there's diamonds right there too. Okay. All right. I see how it is. Let's go. Okay, we've got at least 4. Oh my gosh, there's more. Oh my gosh, there's even more. This is the biggest vein of diamonds I've ever found. Like, what do you even mean? That was amazing. And how many did we get? 25. Honestly, that actually seems a little bit low. Oh, actually, I might take this glow lichen too, maybe to light up our mushrooms. All right, back on the surface, it's time to go ahead and breed our sheep again. And of course, I'm going to shear all their wool as well because we're going to need a ton of this. While we were downstairs, it looks like all of our melons have grown in, so I'm going to go ahead and just punch these so I can get more melons to replant. We don't need like the absolute biggest melon farm ever, but we are going to need a lot of these. The sun is already going down and I haven't even come close to finishing my chores for today, so I'm going to just tell you guys all about my plans for the mushrooms while I'm chopping my logs. But basically, I kind of envisioned 3 different palettes for our mushrooms. I've already mentioned that these are going to be green, red, and brown mushrooms. Now, because I haven't found any super warm biomes like the jungle, the desert, or the mangrove swamp, we are a little bit limited in expanding our palettes, but for the green mushroom, I'm thinking definitely melons and moss and maybe a little bit of oak leaves. For the brown mushrooms, I'm thinking about strip dark oak wood, spruce planks, and then the brown mushroom block. And for the red mushrooms, we have the red mushroom block, we have red wool, and I want to say to do some mangrove, but obviously we don't have that, but maybe we could do a little bit of crimson planks, and I would really love to add some red concrete in there as well. Luckily for us, I already grabbed some crimson nylium when I was in the nether before, so we can go ahead and start growing some crimson trees in the overworld. Then we can just bone meal until we get a mushroom. And now we can farm these planks and the nether wart block, which we could use for a pink mushroom if we wanted to go that direction eventually. I think to begin with, I'll just stick with the red, brown, and green, but if it feels too boring, then we can add the pink. But if we don't need any extra colors, we could always use pink as a decoration rather than like a mushroom house. It doesn't take a lot of bone meal, but gathering all of this takes a long time, and wow, regular mushroom blocks really need to take notes here because this thing is absolutely massive. Like, if it were possible to have this much mushroom stem grow at once from a regular mushroom, I would be so happy because then we probably wouldn't need to make a mushroom stem farm. Maybe we still would. It is now well into the morning of day 35 and I'm still chopping down the same giant mushroom. There's just so much wart block. There's so many shroom lights. There is so much of the stuff I towered up with, and of course the crimson wood as well. Honestly, at this point, I think I might have to run into the nether and collect a bunch of the crimson stuff really quickly, and that way we can just move on with the next phase of the project. For now, I'm gathering all of my materials that I'm going to be using for actually building the mushrooms into this big double chest here. We're definitely going to need more melons, so I'm going to go ahead and speed up this process here by bone mealing all of our melon stems so we actually get the blocks faster. And it's time for another round of shearing all of the sheep after we bred them all again. And I think to make this a little bit easier for later on when I'm building, I'm just going to go ahead and start stripping the dark oak wood before I actually cut it. Because otherwise I'm going to have to just place it back down and strip it again later, so let's just kind of do the 2 birds 1 stone thing again. While we're chopping wood, we're just going to go ahead and chop our spruce wood again. We always need this for literally everything, whether it's gathering emeralds or building or using it for the mushrooms eventually, so I bet you guys are sick of me chopping spruce wood at this point. Before we head into the nether again, and of course it's raining. How is it always raining in this world? Anyways, like I was saying, before we go into the nether, I want to use some of our extra diamonds to go ahead and craft some diamond armor. I normally wouldn't care, but since we're going to be in there for a while, I don't want to get sideswept. Good timing too, because our iron armor is a little bit beat up. I don't think it's going to be 100% necessary to enchant this because we're just on regular survival, but let's head into the nether. While in the nether, I spent some time gathering some nether quartz that we need for observers and taking advantage of collecting any red mushroom patches I saw for use in the mushroom stem farm later. Eventually, I made it back to the definitely not sketchy 1-wide netherrack bridge that I used to get to the crimson biome, and I spent the next few minutes gathering up a bunch of stacks of logs here. as always, and since I was here now, I'd rather just gather a few too many than have to come back later to get some more. And when I was finished with my trip, I headed back through the nether portal. I think it's morning and still raining, but that doesn't matter because our melons have grown in. We've got a wandering trader. Hopefully he's got, well, I was gonna say cactus or jungle saplings, but he's got neither, so yeah, enjoy the island, I guess. Now, besides concrete and moss, I think the one major material we're still missing a lot of is birch. Birch pairs really, really well with the mushroom stems. I definitely need to get some more trees planted, I think. Well, now that we've been to the nether, I'm gonna go ahead and start getting everything ready for our mushroom stem farm. And for that, we're gonna need a dispenser, and we're also gonna need 2 observers. I'm gonna quickly make some extra chests here because we're gonna need to make some hoppers. And I think right out here in the water, so it's easy to take down later, is probably the perfect location to build this farm. So let's jump right in. This mushroom stem farm was actually replicated from a Reddit post that I found, so I've linked it in the description in case you guys want to check it out. And I just want to say a huge thanks and a big shout out to user varanere over in the Hermitcraft subreddit. Thank you so much for this farm. It helped me out so much for this video. All right, the next morning, the farm is all ready to work. We are only missing one thing, and that's a piece of podzol right there. But first things first, we have to go ahead and farm our melons because our mossy mushrooms are going to need a ton of these. And as I mentioned yesterday, I'm adding chopping down birch to our daily chore list, which is getting miles long, by the way. Just need to trade a little bit. That way we can get not only a silk touch, but also a mending book for our shovel, because our shovel is not in a good place. It is almost broken. And I just remembered that I brought my anvil down to the skeleton farm. Aw, geez. See you guys in a minute when I'm down there. Now, I am starting to get a little bit nervous because we've been doing a lot of setup and not a lot of building, and it's almost day 40 already, so let's try to get this done as fast as possible. We'll swap those around for it to be cheaper, but that didn't really matter this time, and there we go. And you know what? We'll go ahead and swipe a couple skeletons to mend it up a little bit as well. Now, back on the surface, I do want to test out the farm, and I just remembered that I put all of our bones in here, which I completely forgot about after the other day's recording. Now, that is a good thing, because I definitely thought oops, didn't mean to waste some bone meal there, but I definitely thought I had wasted all of our bones, and I was like, where did I put them all? Well, let's go ahead and get this thing loaded up with bone meal. That way we can go ahead and test the farm. Just need to go ahead and grab that podzol there. All right, so we'll place the podzol right there. That is the correct position. Then we just have to hold the mushrooms in our offhand, and when it's ready, we can go ahead and place one down, and then we stand on the pressure plate, and the bone meal should dispense, and then, yeah, there we go. And then we just place down another mushroom, and we collect all of this beautiful mushroom stem, although this is going quite fast. Oh my goodness. Okay, after doing this for a minute or so, I feel like I'm starting to get the pattern down of when to place the next mushroom so that you don't waste too much bone meal, and I feel like this is good progress. And just in that short minute or so, we got over a stack. Now to clear out the rest of the mushroom with a regular axe. And yeah, I think I'm gonna run this farm overnight and try to get as much mushroom stem as possible in one night. So I'll see you guys in the time lapse. All right, the next morning, it looks like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stacks, which is amazing. Now combine that with the other 3 stacks that we had, and our little materials chest here is actually getting quite full. The only thing we're really missing out on is kind of wool and red concrete. So I think what we're gonna do is after I replant this, we're gonna go find a beach with some sand because we don't really have any sand on the island. And actually that birch forest that we went to before had a pretty significant beach on the front of it. So I'm gonna head that way and I'll see you guys when I get there. You know what? Seeing that sun setting over there as I'm collecting all this sand just reminded me that I did not bring a bed over here. Let's try to get as much as we can so we can boat back in the dark. And so far we're good. I mean, the sun's finally going down, but I haven't seen any mobs yet. I just want to grab a little bit more if possible because I don't want to have to come back out. It's kind of a pretty far trip. It pretty much wastes like almost half a day. Oh gosh, get away from me. Just trying to get sand. I'm just a girl trying to get some sand. Okay, I think that this is probably more than enough sand to get through the rest of our time on the island. There's another spider coming, so I am on my way out. It is too scary and I don't want to deal with that. You know, I was just like wondering, do you guys ever just think about your life and you're like, wow, I am watching a random Minecraft video right now? Like, that's wild. All right, finally home and time to get some sleep. All right, day 39, and I'm gonna be honest, I completely forgot that I had bees until just now, so let's collect our honeycomb, and let's get out of here. There's a lot of them in here. Oh my goodness. If it's possible today, I'd love to actually start our first build because we actually do need to upgrade our storage a little bit. The last material that we have left to gather is actually this red concrete once we make it all. Okay, and trying not to fall off here, we just let the water go down and then we go ahead and mine down all of this concrete. Oh, it's really high up here though. I'm a little bit scared. And now just doing the same thing with some white concrete in the rain because of course it started raining. Why wouldn't it start raining? And just because these are all grown up, I'm gonna go ahead and once again collect all of the birch because we need a ton of that for all of these mushrooms. And now with all of that taken care of, I think it's time to finally start building our storage mushroom, and I think I'm gonna put it right over here on this like little edge of the cliff. All right, let's get building. All right, here is our very cute storage mushroom. I'm actually so obsessed with how this came out. I really, really love it. It is missing a few details and some lighting and stuff, but it's a work in progress that I'm actually really happy to be progressing on. Now, first things first, let's go ahead and tackle that lighting issue because this is going to be our storage mushroom, so it would be very unfortunate if a creeper blew this up. I think I just heard a cat. Hello? All right, I've only got 2 fish. So please let this be enough. Oh my gosh. Okay, come here. Come here. You are being a pain. Listen, cat, I only have 100 days to work on this and it's already day 40. All right, you know what? I can respect that. I can respect why you ran. You just wanted a vibe. All right, back to our storage mushroom. We're gonna go ahead and get a little bit of an entryway in here. That way no bad guys can get in. I think I want to put a crimson door in there. Maybe this will make the crimson in the mushroom not look super weird. Yeah, I think I like that. And we're back to grinding spruce wood once again so that we can make some extra chests and barrels. And we do need to get a floor in there as well. That was another cat. I am actually completely out of fish, so I've got to go ahead and grab some fish from the ocean really quick. And yes, I did lead the cat and bring it with me, but this is just a little bit easier. All right, come on, sunrise cat. Let's get up here. We've got a lot of work to do. All right, we didn't sleep last night, which is completely fine, and we're gonna just stay up all day and sort our storage because that sounds like it would be a fun task to do when you haven't slept. Actually, to be fair, it usually is the middle of the night when I want to redo like my whole office, so isn't there some kind of known link between like creativeness and like being awake at night? Maybe that's just actually my personal experience because I do feel like I'm more creative at night than during the day. Oh my gosh, and here I am yapping. I'm not even talking about the game. I'm just like yapping about the most random and silly things. And I guess now that we have a basic storage room set up, it's the fun part where I get to decide where everything goes and also empty all of these random chests I have everywhere. Oh man, wish me luck. I spent the rest of day 41 going ahead and sorting all of my chests from around the island and trying to bring back all of the items that I had scattered everywhere. On one trip down to my original villager house, I found yet again another cat. Since I was really devoting myself to the cat lady lifestyle here, I headed back out into the ocean to grab some fish and then I ended up finding the cat to tame inside of the sheep pen somehow. And on the way back up to the storage mushroom, another cat had spawned, so of course I tamed that one too. I think this makes like 4 cats that I've tamed in the last 2 Minecraft days. And by the morning of day 42, I was pretty much set on having all of my chests and items organized. Oh man, this feels so good and I am so ready. What's up, Bob? You got a problem with all my cats, Bob? What are you looking at, Bob? Why don't you mind your business? What are you looking at? Don't look at them. Anyways, I have like 2 iron left and we're definitely going to need to get a lot more lanterns and chains and probably some other stuff too, like shears. So I think I'm going to grab all this wool and then we'll go and grab some iron. Back on like day 1, I had seen a bunch of iron down here, so I made a door and now we can just go down into the water instead of in the caves. There is like a bunch of stuff down here. I don't need to get a ton of iron, but I definitely want to get just enough that I don't have to come down in another 2 days once I start building again. You know, I probably should have made an iron farm today instead of going mining, but I still do like to mine sometimes. Oh my gosh, there's stone diamonds right here. These are so rare. This is so cool to find. And there's so many. I genuinely did not realize how long I was down in those caves because I think that's the sun rising over there. I feel like when you're underwater in those like water cave things, it's so easy to get disoriented and lost and confused. I was genuinely so confused the whole time. All right, we've got our iron all smelting and now it is pretty much almost noon on day 43. I kind of lost track of time while I was just chilling in my house. But I want to go ahead and get a bunch of logs so we can get some more emeralds because we're going to need to get a silk touch and a mending book today. Hello, villager friends. Can I talk to a Fletcher? There you are. Get all of these emeralds going. And here we are with exactly enough for one silk touch book. We just need to get enough for another mending book. So it's once again back to chopping down some more logs. I swear if spruce is not my most mined thing at the end of this, I'm going to be very, very surprised. More emeralds. We have enough for the mending book, but actually let's get two since we have enough for two. All right, next stop, the enchanting setup. We'll go ahead and combine our silk touch and mending book and put it on our hoe. And then of course I want to add mending to our silk touch pickaxe as well. And to be honest, it actually works that we have to come down to the enchantment table because I need to collect a bunch of moss for our next mossy mushroom anyways, and I don't want to take it all from the surface, obviously. So instead, we'll just farm some moss down here in the caves where it doesn't really matter. Oh, there's a spider around. Could be a cave spider, better keep my eyes peeled. Anyways, I know that we have just recently grabbed iron, but we never know if we're going to need more, so I'm going to grab this too. And now back to collecting moss because we're going to need a bunch of it. All right, day 44, we have everything to make our next mossy mushroom, so let's go. Okay, here she is. She's very cute. It might be a little bit too much melon, but that's okay. I am noticing though a significant lack of lighting in here, which would be not very great. Now I think for this mushroom, I'm going to go ahead and surround it on both sides by a little bit of a rocky wall for our animals. Before we start that though, let's go ahead and start curving a pathway along here. And now I'm just going to come through here and build out a very like rough shape for the wall out of 3 different kinds of stone. So we've got some cobblestone, mossy cobble, and some stone bricks. And we've got to go ahead and start one on the other side as well for the sheep because we're going to need one for the cows and the sheep. I hope you guys didn't think I meant the cats and the dog earlier. Once you have a shape that you're happy with, then you can go in with variants of your blocks like slabs, walls, and stairs to help give it a rundown and rustic look. And if you want it to look super overgrown, you can also go ahead and add leaves around as well. I personally like to add lanterns on top of my walls so that way it's a little bit lit up over here. And yeah, that's really starting to bring this together. Oh my gosh, the sun's already rising on day 45. What's happening? It's going so fast. All right, there's no point in wasting any daylight, ladies. You guys are the chosen 4 to come to the new pen. Oh yes, we will be moving all of your friends later on. Don't worry. You guys are just gonna get some alone time first. Alrighty, right this way. Everyone in. First time using our silk touch hoe here to grab some leaves, and we're gonna use these to decorate the outside of the pen and many other things. And to move the sheep, I'm just embracing the chaos of a broken open pen. Very slowly. What are you looking at, Bob? You always see me with some animals. Why don't you mind your own business? Yeah, mind your business, Bob. I'm watching you. I don't know what that guy's problem is, but I actually think I have a great idea for how to make him a much happier villager. And that's gonna start with just moving his bed. Oh, I'm sorry, what was that, Bob? Yeah, I'm sure you'll find your bed if you just keep looking for it. Yeah, I'll just be out here decorating. Oh, is it in there? Oh, because you love animals so much? Yeah. And now that Bob's taken care of, so we don't have to worry about his judgmental stares anymore, I can just kill all the rest of these sheep in peace. This actually makes me kind of feel bad. Maybe I do deserve Bob's judgment. Oh, after a long night of killing all of the sheep and cows on the island, except for the ones that we have over here in our brand new animal pens. Something I realized though while I was walking around the islands is that I want to get rid of all of this pre-existing path block that was part of the old village. And we can get rid of this pretty easily with our hoe. If you didn't know, you can actually till dirt path into farmland, and that's probably the easiest way to convert it back to dirt without picking it up and replacing it. Also last night, I decided that I want to save the iron golems that are down here, and I think you can lead iron golems, so let's try. Yeah, there we go. Let's lead them to safety. All right, here you go, guys. You guys should stay here. Actually, no, one of you come with me. I'd like one of you to be on top of the island. All right, so here's what I want you to do. Just protect all the cats on the island and ignore Bob if you see him. He's got some noisy neighbors and he doesn't really sleep that well, so he's kind of grouchy. And now with the iron golem saved, we can just focus on the task at hand. And oh my gosh, can you guys just see my ADHD take over in every single one of my videos? I literally just do the most random tasks and there's just no direction whatsoever to my thoughts. Anyways, the main reason that I want to get rid of all this pathway is that my brain likes structure, even though it also doesn't like structure, and it keeps telling me that I have to build around them. So if I get rid of them all, then I can just make my own pathways later. I feel like making your own pathways in a village is so important. It gives your village so much character and it'll help it feel more organic. Also, in general, I feel like once the island is all like dirt or grass or whatever it's going to turn into, it'll just help my eyes look at it a little bit differently. Wait, I just realized that this is all next to water, so it's going to be farmland. Oh no. Alright, the path blocks that are down here, we're just going to have to do the old-fashioned way with our shovel and just replace them all back down. I didn't want to do that for the whole island because my shovel is kind of getting close to death. We do have mending on it so we can go down to the skeleton farm and fix it up whenever, but it's just such a hassle to go down there. Now these weird little kind of bits of water in between all the different pathways down here, I think I'm going to fill in with dirt or grass. Since we already farm down here, it probably makes sense to keep our crops down here, so I definitely need as much farmland as possible for all of our villagers. Alright, day 47, and I think I want to go ahead and make our brown mushroom today, or at least our first brown mushroom. And stripping all this wood before we cut it actually saves us a step of placing it all back down and then picking it back up. And we are going to turn this into stripped dark oak wood. Let's get those both crafted down. We do lose some logs, but that's okay. And actually taking a look here at our storage, it looks like we have everything that we're going to need. We don't have any brown dye for anything like wool or concrete, so I think we'll just have to make do with the materials that we have. Alright, I tried adding some details in the building process to this one, and I absolutely love it. We're definitely going to have to get some similar things over here on our red mushroom and also on our green mushroom too, but I am so obsessed with how much this little overhang adds and also the window. I love it so much. Even though we didn't decorate the inside of the green mushroom, I do want to decorate the inside of this one because this one's going to be for our librarian villagers. And I'm thinking a classic oak floor on the ground, nothing too fancy. And the second floor in this mushroom, we're actually going to do a spruce one. And yes, this is going to have 2 floors. That's why the window is up so high. Let's pop some lanterns in here because it is pretty dark without them. But I was thinking and I was like, this is actually the perfect amount of space, I think, for an enchanting table to fit. And while I would have loved brown wool or concrete, I think that what we had actually worked out perfect for the brown mushroom top. Just gonna grab the enchanting table really quick so we can test out if it actually fits up there. All right, let's try to workshop this. So we're gonna have to spread these 3 out on every side and then 2 here. Then we'll drop down the other ones and the enchanting table. And this should be level 30. Since it's nighttime once again, we're gonna take advantage of the night to move the villagers. Because honestly, moving them with beds is much preferable to moving them with minecarts when you don't have an iron farm. And both of these villagers are getting a cat each as well because I have too many. All that's really left to do is finish decorating. Just drop their workstations in here and then they've got a bunch of storage and they've got a desk and we'll just move one of the cats over there too. And the last little decoration that I'm going to have for now is to go ahead and add these music albums to their walls, but they both have the same music album. Maybe that's why they became roommates. Until I get some more flowers and leaves and stuff, I think we're going to call this mushroom done for now. Only one more day until it's halfway through this video, so we really need to kick it into gear here. We need a bunch of birch, so let's lay out these saplings. And then we're gonna bone meal them so that we can collect all of the wood very quickly. I really love how the tone of the birch wood looks with the mushroom stem, and we need a lot of it for all the mushrooms that we're gonna be building in the future. A lot of our melons are grown in, so we're gonna go ahead and grab all of those. And what I wanna do is actually go ahead and stockpile a bunch of resources so we can make a bunch of mushrooms at once. Well, I want to stockpile a bunch of resources, but first I actually want to remove a bunch of this cliff because it looks really off. And now it's back to just doing whatever task comes into my brain or whatever I see next. Whatever comes first, honestly. Oh, and if you made it this far into the video, comment the word strawberry and let me know what you guys think of this style of video. It's my first time trying kind of like a live mixed with voiceover style, so let me know what your thoughts are. Do you guys like it? Do you want to see more of these? I think before we do anything else, it would probably be the most helpful if we start plotting out where we want the builds to go. And I'm gonna start mixing in a couple of smaller mushrooms with our big ones. We'll finish another one up here on the cliff side. And then up on the main living area of the island, away from like the water and the farming and stuff, we're gonna definitely need a few more mushies. Okay, just going ahead and looking at this bottom level. Oh, this is gonna need so much work, and I think I want to go ahead and remove that dockway and just keep this one over here. And we should probably remove this house too because we don't need it anymore since we moved out and upstairs into the mushroom. Oh, our axolotl's still here. I forgot about that. You know, I just thought about this, but like, what if the villagers do not like the new houses that I build for them? Like, I'll be like, okay, here you guys go. And then they're just like, this is terrible. But those thoughts aside, let's go ahead and fly up in free cam. Okay, so we've got a couple of mushrooms down here and then a couple on the top space. And I think I want to add a couple over back in that area too. And honestly, just following the outlines for now sounds like a plan to me. Sometimes I feel like when I'm doing big projects like this, I lose the vision when there's only like a little bit of it done. But now that we're getting on track, I'm starting to feel a lot more confident about it. The next few days from day 50 to 52, I did the mass resource gathering I mentioned the previous day. I gathered a boatload of all the materials we've been using so far, including spruce, dark oak, leaves, wool, making concrete, and much more. I wanted to spend multiple days without stopping on building up a bunch of the mushrooms that we laid out on day 49. That way we could start to fill out the island and decorate. And with days 53 to 58, we did just that. Oh, wandering trader. Oh, now you have mangrove, of course. All right, for you guys, it's probably only been a minute or so that I haven't talked to you, but for me, it's been like several hours. But we got so much on the island done. There are so many mushroom houses to decorate now. So we'll go ahead and start with this big mushroom over here. And I think I want this to be some kind of like smeltery, blacksmith maybe. Now I am going to try to make this as cozy and cottagecore as possible, but I don't really know how cottagecore lava is. And I don't have fire tick turned off. So let's try to make this hopefully not burn down either. Now against this back wall here, I want to make like a big lava fireplace forge kind of thing. And to give this one a little bit of detail on the outside, we can extend the fireplace thing out here. And now with the basic shape in, we can go ahead and start detailing with some different blocks like the deep slate tiles and the deep slate bricks. And then outside here, I still have the original lava that I took from the original blacksmith. So we can go ahead and drop that in the forge as well. And honestly, I feel like it's kind of sketchy that you can just pick up lava with a bucket because like, wouldn't that be so hot on your hands? All right, sun's going down and the inside is not fully done yet, but I do want to go get our toolsmith villager while it's nighttime. So I'm probably going to do that after I hang all this lighting up here. Come on, villager, get in here. Just ignore the lava, please. Okay, bright and early on day 60 here, I am going to be getting some more villagers. I don't want too many more, but just a couple to fill in all the houses. And since we're already down here, I think I'm going to go ahead and just focus up down here and try to get the dock side looking right. And like I mentioned, one of the things that I definitely want to do is remove this weird dock that's over here. This is just not going to be used, and we already have the other one over by the tree farm. I don't want to change too much about the shape of the island. As you guys have seen, I didn't want to build up too much or anything, but definitely this has to go. Like I also mentioned before, I want to fill in these little ponds as well because I want more space for crops. Originally, I kind of wanted to put the crops on the top side of the island, but then when I mossed everything, I just didn't want to change it all back out for dirt, so it just kind of makes sense to keep it all down here. And today is finally going to be the day that I'm fully getting rid of this little thing that we spawned on over here. Well, I think we spawned over here anyways, but it's time for this little landmass to go. The main purpose of this was to be used as a walkway, and I'm not going to use that like that over here, so I think it just makes more sense to get rid of it so we can have some extra space for some crops. And I am a girly who does love a lot of different pathways everywhere, but sometimes it's also nice if you limit it and force people to walk in a certain direction. Right over here, we're just going to kind of curve our pathway between these two little mushroom houses. And then I want to come over here and finally take some leaves with our silk touch hoe. We'll probably need quite a few of these, so we might as well go ahead and get some more too. And then we can use the leaves to go ahead and outline a little bit of a crop field. Let's go ahead and get this little field tilled. And actually, this is my favorite cozy task in Minecraft, is actually tilling all of your farmland. It's just so satisfying. I don't have enough carrots to fill the entire field here. These are just what I was stealing from the villagers earlier, but that's okay. We can just plant what we have and then replant later. And then we'll curve another little field over this way, maybe. Oh, but not there. Here instead. Since beetroot isn't something that I really use that much, I'm gonna put beetroot where the old wheat farm was, because this is just a little bit of a smaller patch anyways. And this big one over here by the mines, yeah, this is gonna be the new wheat patch, because I feel like wheat is so much more useful than most of the other crops. And over where that dock we removed earlier was, I've capped off the edge of the island with another field, but this one's for potatoes. All right, next up on our journey to make this island look a little bit better, we are going to be adding a small retaining wall here. I know, I always do these. But okay, you have to hear me out on this one because, well, when you only have a limited amount of time, it's just so hard to think about doing custom terrain or building up anything custom, and this is just a lot easier to do in a short period. And after our stone, we're going to cap it off with some stone brick. Normally I use polished andesite for this, but I actually really like the stone brick feel here. And then we'll just build out our dirt little platform here. Well, didn't really mean to place it there, but let's get a staircase over here by the melons. And actually, speaking of the melons, I think I'm going to remove these and replant them somewhere else on the island. I don't really love them here. I think I want to do another staircase over here by the nether portal. And then the other side of the staircase will continue with the retaining wall just to that little hill right there. I know I said I wasn't going to change too much about the original shape of the island. I just think this is a little bit easier to work with than trying to kind of force what's there to be what I want it to be. And also, if a retaining wall has one fan, it's me. If it has a million fans, I'm one of them. You know how it goes. I still need to get rid of all this gravel, but right now I'm just going to worry about getting rid of enough for a pathway to go through here. Because then we can get this all filled in with our dirt and grass. And then we can finish off our day by continuing a little bit of a makeshift pathway through here. But before we do anything else, I'm gonna go fix my tools. And after sleeping, I went down to the skeleton farm and pretty much stayed there for all of days 62 and 63, where I just mended all of my tools since they were getting pretty low on durability. Okay, we are back on day 64, and of course it is raining again, but as you can see from my hotbar, all of my tools are finally healed up, except my sword that doesn't have mending. While I was down in the caves, I actually thought about it, and I think I'm going to do a second retaining wall down along this front side as well. But before we get into that, let's go ahead and expand our little crop fields here because our potatoes are grown in. I just love how these look when they're fully grown and they're all flowery and stuff. They're so pretty. I also want to go ahead and chop some trees so we can get another mending book for our sword. Because logs in this world made emeralds since we didn't make an iron farm, and I don't think we're gonna have time to. Well, logs means planks, and then planks means sticks, and then sticks mean emeralds. So, you know, it works. Hey, Mr. Fletcher, I'm here to do some business with ya. Oh, and I didn't notice this before, but let's go ahead and grab the beetroot as well, because that is all grown in too. Hey, Mr. Mending, I'm just gonna take 2 of these. Don't worry about what I'm gonna do with those, but that should level you up. Nope, you're not sleeping. And there are 5 lanterns. You have lanterns, that's good to know. Thank you so much. Buying those lanterns last night made me realize that we probably actually need to go and get some more iron. I don't plan on building any more farms, but we're definitely going to need it for chains and lanterns. So I think I'll devote some time today to gathering a bunch, maybe a couple stacks or so. That way we don't need to worry about it again for the rest of the video. But oh man, do I wish that this pickaxe had efficiency on it because it is so slow. Okay, I definitely think that we probably have enough. We've got 3 stacks and just a little bit extra, so let's head home after I collect this little bit too. Another day, another sleigh, but actually it's just me placing a bunch of coal. Coal is genuinely one of the resources that I feel like I'm always running out of, and I know I could just make charcoal, but sometimes I don't want to waste my logs on charcoal. Alongside our iron, I'm gonna get some stone smelting up. And I don't know why, but I'm just noticing a bunch of things around the village that need to be done. Like this place didn't have any windows. But finally, like I mentioned a few days ago, I am going to be making another retaining wall today. We didn't really talk about the palette that we're using last time, so I definitely want to just take a moment to talk about it. We are using some mossy cobblestone, and then stone and stone brick. And personally, I really feel like this palette for the stone walls really complements the rest of the island since there's already a lot of like moss and exposed stone on the other sides. I actually for a while considered making this wall out of granite and mud, and I really think that would have been pretty as well, but I just don't know if it would have matched the aesthetic of what I really want to go for on the island. This video is a little bit of a project for me to recapture the passion and love that I had for my first ever YouTube series, the 118 series. I just probably wouldn't have built a granite and mud retaining wall back then. You know, honestly, I feel like I do use retaining walls a lot in my builds, but there's just something about them that really helps elevate a space and make it look so much more put together. Not to mention the fact that they're just so much easier to put together than like custom terrain, which my skills are sorely lacking in. And I'm completely out of dirt, so I'm just going to take some from down here underneath where we are building our retaining wall. We're not going to use this space anyways. In any case, I do hope to get better at custom terrain in the future. I'm trying to make that one of my goals for 2025. And now with the whole thing filled in, yeah, that looks so much better than it looked before. I am very, very happy with that. And since I forgot the other day, let's put mending on our sword. Today we're going to go on a small little mini adventure because I do have an idea for the island that I need some extra materials for. Well, I technically have the materials back at the base, but I don't want to wait for all these trees to grow. What I actually need more than wood or leaves or anything else is saplings. So it makes the most sense to find a forest that's already grown and get them that way. But unfortunately, this task will probably be pretty boring to watch. I spent the rest of day 67 in the forest chopping both oak and birch trees and waiting for their saplings to fall down. I wanted to plant a bunch of trees on the island and I would need at least a dozen or more of each tree. Later on, as the sun was setting, I jumped into the river because I saw a bunch of clay on the floor of the riverbed. And clay's always useful to make pots, but who knows if I would use any bricks for anything as well. And luckily for this adventure, I did remember my bed, so as the sun finally set, I could go to sleep. Before we leave, I'm just going to get a little bit more of this clay because I just don't know how much I'll end up needing. And now back over to the island for hopefully the last time for the rest of the video that we have to leave it. The reason I wanted so many saplings is that I think instead of doing anything like a retaining wall or anything on the edges of the island up here, I want to do like a tree wall. I guess at the end of it, I'd like it to look like this maybe was once a forest, but then something magical happened and then a bunch of mushrooms sprouted up. And popping into free cam with just those few trees done, I think that that's kind of giving the vibe that I want it to give. Now there is a little bit of a space over here by the cows that's not really useful for much because of all the trees here now. But I have a perfect plan for our one little lilac that we got here and all of our bone meal. And I think it would be so pretty if we just filled in this whole little space over here with the lilacs. Honestly, making these big flower fields is one of my favorite things, and we'll definitely have to put some more with our other big flowers on the island. And I mainly like to do this with big flowers because you can bone meal them. Oh, and this came out so pretty! Let's try to get some more of the tree wall done today. I'm gonna at least attempt to be a little bit less distracted than I normally am today. Sometimes I just struggle with, like, if my brain notices something, I have to do it right then and there, otherwise I'll forget. But then for other things like this tree wall, I could probably leave this for another few days, and then eventually get to it because I'll be like, oh, that's still incomplete on the edge of the island, you know? And I'm already breaking my vow to stay on task because I just realized that there's no pathway over to this mushroom we built. I'm gonna have to actually come back in through here with grass and dirt and replace all this. Then we can link up this big mushroom to that pathway that goes over there. Okay, but from the blacksmith mushroom, we definitely need a path over to that big mushroom as well. And then from the blacksmith mushroom over to the storage mushroom. And if we remove a little bit of this grass from behind the blacksmith mushroom, I think we can curve another pathway over here towards the Fletchers. I do love a well-worn pathway around a village. Oh my gosh, I almost forgot to link up our mending and silk touch villager, so our librarian and enchantment area needs to be linked up as well. Then let's fill in this pathway with grass over here. And then let's convert all of that to path block over here. You know, I don't think I'm gonna finish the tree wall today, which I was really hoping to do. A lot of the time when I'm making pathways, I leave myself like these little stepping stones for them, but then I have to go back in and thicken them up to be more realistic. I think a little bit of a thinner pathway has a time and place, but definitely not as like the main walkways of your village. Okay, morning of day 70. Did not realize I stayed up all night making pathways, but we've only got 30 days left, so it's time to really kick it into gear here. We've got no time to waste. I'm really gonna just go ahead and work on whatever's in my brain because I'm starting to get into panic mode that it's not fully like detailed and everything yet, even though I still have time. Okay, genuinely, it only rains in this world, I swear. Anyways, today I want to work over on this little area over by the storage mushroom as I want to add our Fletchers over into a house over here. And to give them a little bit of detail outside of their house, I think it would be really, really cute if they had a couple of target blocks so they could have like a little bit of a mini archery range. And the red and the white is very on theme for the mushroom village. I want to give them a little bit of a campfire overhang over here for a cat. And then inside the house, we'll need a little bit of a floor in here. And some oak planks with the stripped oak will be a classic combination. I'm not really going too much in detail decorating these houses right now as I don't know how in depth I really want to go. But I'm at least going to add their job stations into their houses. All right, come on guys, you're all ready. Outside, let's give them some window shutters with these oak trap doors. And to give the appearance that this is used, let's go ahead and add some path blocks around where the targets are, because you'll have to retrieve your arrows, right? Oh, and another thing this area really needs is some lighting, because it is quite dark over here. Well, and I guess we could start this house too, but I don't want to bore you guys too much with the same repetitive tasks. So I spent the rest of day 70 adding in a floor and a ceiling to the mushroom house, and I decided on day 71 to make this villager house for a butcher to be responsible for the pigs. I finally added the staircase up to the top level of the island, and then I headed into another mushroom house to once again start replacing the floor with some spruce wood. I moved the bone meal machine into one of the smaller huts on the dockside, and then I added some lighting outside with chains and lanterns to brighten up the area. I moved 2 villagers into the bigger hut on the dockside to become farmers, and then I spent my night on the middle section where we built up the retaining wall, adding leaves, lanterns, and fences along the pathways. Wait, yeah, this is so cute. I really like this. Actually, I think I could put my melons and pumpkins up here. Before I went through with doing any melon and pumpkin farming, I decided to spend day 72 finally finishing up the tree wall and building up a big rose field over by the enchanting table mushroom. Now that the tree wall is finished, I do not feel as guilty working on other projects around the island that need to be done, like adding all of these melons here. My notes are kind of all over the place for this playthrough, so I'm so sorry that it seems like I'm doing random stuff every single day. I just do whatever feels right. And also, as I've been recording this, it's getting closer and closer to like the holidays and stuff, and I've been having to like order gifts and wrap presents and stuff, and it's just been like absolutely all over the place in real life. I feel so lucky that I have this place to come and de-stress from, although I mean, I guess trying to finish a whole island in 100 days can be a little bit stressful, but in a different way. I don't know if I'm speaking for everyone here, but I think what comforts me a lot about Minecraft is just that there's like so much predictability and like repeatability in the tasks that you have to do, but it's also so comforting. Even when I have a lot going on in my real life, I don't know, I love the feeling of just getting on here and doing my silly little tasks. It gives me so much dopamine. I've been slowly removing all the torches on the island and adding these little rustic fences and leaves and stuff around, but I'm out of leaves. But that does not mean I can slack on adding this lighting because I'm super scared of mob spawning. Alright, and the last interesting thing that happened on day 73 is that we have another cat spawning here, and we do not have this one already. I wonder if we can get all the cats by the time the whole village is done. Day 74, I spent building up 2 more mushrooms, one that I'd forgotten to do up on the top side, and then another big one down by the nether portal. Alright, day 75, we've got 25 days left, 3/4 of the challenge is done, and I want to work on this area here today, and I think I want to build a pond for our axolotl. Another detail I want to add around here with our birch fences is little mini mushrooms. We can do little red ones, and we can do brown ones. I normally do these with end rods, but I am not going to the end right now. Another thing we really need to focus on up here is adding all of our rustic fences, lanterns, and leaves near the pathways. That way we can get rid of all these ugly torches. Anyways, with all of that covered, let's go ahead and start getting a little bit of a shape for our pond here. I don't want to go too circular because I feel like that looks too manufactured. I want it to be a little bit more natural looking. And to be honest here, this kind of looks like an eyeball, but it's fine. We're just going to dig it out a little bit, add some depth to it. I'm definitely not going to obsess over making this perfect, but I do kind of like this shape and the depth so far. Maybe just take off a little bit more on the top over here. And then everyone's favorite part, filling the whole thing with water. Actually, I do really like this part, but it is sometimes kind of annoying to make the water actually like flow to the other side. All right, just a few more buckets should do it, and I think the whole thing is full now. Gonna add some leaves over here just to make it look a little bit overgrown and messy. And then with our mushroom blocks and our birch fences, we can even make some mushrooms over here. And I think we can even do like a 2 tall one. If we can get up there. I'm too short. Gonna have to place a block to get up there. But that's okay because it's kind of cute. Gonna add some more lanterns in my never-ending quest to get rid of all these torches. Now, I did like these torches at the beginning because they kept us safe, but now it's about the aesthetics. If we leave the dog over here, I definitely want to do a campfire overhang for him. I'm not going to have enough campfires to fill in this whole thing though, but some leaves will do the trick to kind of make it overgrown and bushy and adorable. Over here along the front side of the wall, I think I want to do like a lily of the valley patch, just to make it a little bit more interesting. And then we'll round this off with some leaves, but we'll leave some room for some fences with our lighting. And then, yeah, over here, we're just going to cover this with leaves because no one will be able to tell that it looks terrible. As I was walking back to my house and looking at the pond, I realized that it looked weird, and it's because I didn't add any stone into it, which I had in my inventory earlier, but then just did nothing with. And then let's just go ahead and bone meal this so that it looks a little bit more fluffy from the surface. I love adding a lot of seagrass to my ponds. That is so much better. A little bit around the edges, we can go ahead and replace some of this dirt with some of our rooted and coarse dirt. And we'll put some over by our puppy too, because if he's anything like my dog, he loves to dig up dirt. Since I already have the bone meal on me, I'm just going to go ahead and start bone mealing this and then taking out some of these dandelions because we don't really want all of those, but we will keep a couple of the flowers. I didn't realize that I'd worked through another day again, but the sun is going to be rising on day 76 here in a second, and I'm still working on the pathways. Today is not a day for aesthetics though, because we are just going to be dumping everything into one of our dump chests. Well, this is not really a dump chest, but it's now becoming one. Let's go say hi to Bob before we leave. Hi, Bob. How's it going? How do you like it here? A little bit noisy, isn't it? Well, bye, Bob. You know, I feel kind of bad for Bob. Maybe we should give him a friend, but that'll be a problem for later on, Froggy, as we are going off on an adventure. And yeah, I know I said I wanted the other adventure to be the last adventure of the series, but I need more flowers. I don't think there are any particularly nice flowers that spawn in the savannah, but it looks like up here we do have a nether portal. And what kind of loot are we gonna get? You know what? I'll take golden carrots and iron nuggets. Been walking for a while, still no new biomes that I've seen so far. Kind of getting a little bit tired of the savannah. Wait, what's that? Is that tulips? Oh my goodness, yes, it is tulips, and there's so many different colors, and there's bunnies! Well, I am gonna leave the bunnies here, but I'm gonna take all of the tulips. Hopefully we'll also be able to find some alliums and maybe some peonies too, because those are definitely flowers that I want that I still don't have. Oh, nice, right here there's a huge peony patch. All right, that's awesome. I've been collecting flowers so long that it's actually dark, and yep, there's a zombie. I forgot my bed again, though. And on the very edge, there are some alliums, finally. Oh, I don't really think it matters too much that I forgot my bed because right over there, there is a village. How very convenient. And it looks like there might be a plants over there, so maybe sunflowers. All right, let's just peek into this house. And hello, I will be borrowing your bed for the evening. Thank you. Now let's see if this quaint, adorable little village has anything to steal. Kind of like this blast furnace. And you know what? I will never say no to a hay bale. I will take these. There's another nether portal and another village. Let's go and check them out. All right, what do we got? Wow. Okay, what a chest. As far as villages go, this one pretty much has nothing, but hay bales are always welcome. I heard a cat. Hello? Cat? Oh, there he is. And I don't think I have that one. I probably would have had a better time this playthrough if I had just made a fishing rod and fished and carried the fish with me all the time. Okay, now where did that cat go? Oh, there he is. All right, let's go grab him. Oh, a little bit past this village, we've got a sunflower field and we've got cherry blossom trees over there. And those mean pink petals as well. So I think I'll just go ahead and grab some of the wood, wait for a sapling because I don't know if I'm going to want any, and grab some petals. All right, I got a couple of saplings, but because we have this cat with us, I'm going to have to make a new boat once we get up here to this water. And then I think it's going to be straight home. No more stops. All right, kitty, get in the cherry boat. This is actually the best boat texture as well, so you're very lucky to be riding in this boat. Well, I can't say it was the most exciting adventure, but at least we got a bunch of new flowers, so I'll see you guys back at home. Oh my gosh, that scared me so bad. This was supposed to be just like a nice little calming, cozy, not scary time lapse or montage or whatever of me just boating home. Oh, cozy, not scary. Cozy, not scary. Oh wow, look at this view of the island as you come in with all the lights going on over there. The lanterns are so gorgeous. No time for beauty though. I need to get out of this rain and get to bed. Okay, hopefully that was for real the last adventure that we're going to be going on in this video, so that way we can focus on finishing the island because there's still a lot to do. And we're just going to go ahead and immediately put all those new flowers that we got to use, well, at least the peonies for now. And once again, I'm so happy that we have so much bone meal. Now let's push this kitty over here. You can be with the peonies, and that is going to complete this little field right there. It looks cute. Over here, the archery range could use a little bit of work. To make it look a little bit more worn down, just like we did over by the pond, we're going to add some coarse dirt and some rooted dirt over here. I don't want it to feel messy. I just want it to feel used and lived in. And now we'll add those steps, and that looks really good. I think I might just spend the rest of today going around and bone mealing and adding a little bit of detail wherever I feel like needs it. I feel like when the pathways are framed like this, it really gives me a vision of what I can do with the space behind them. Behind the cows and the sheep and towards the tree wall, I haven't really done much, so we've got to figure out something to do with that space over there as well. I don't want to overcrowd the island with too many big mushrooms, so I'm thinking about adding a smaller structure over there. I'm kind of obsessed with these baby mushrooms as well. I feel like by the time this series is done, or this video is done, that there's going to be a million of these all over the place. Actually, something that might be cute back over here is kind of like a little campsite. Maybe we don't have to add like a tent or anything, but maybe just like a kind of campfire and like a sitting area. We can change out some of this moss for some coarse stir and maybe some gravel as well. I think I'll fill the whole center in with coarse stir, and then we'll branch it off on the sides with other blocks like gravel. Maybe we'll add a little bit more back here. We'll obviously have to bring in some little custom baby mushrooms back here to give it that like enchanted mushroom village forest vibe. Then we'll round off a little bit of the edge of the island with some leaves so you don't see as much of like the horizon, because I kind of hate that. For our pathway here, to make it kind of stand out from the regular path blocks, let's do gravel and coarse dirt, just like we were doing down at the actual campsite itself. Maybe we can cap this off a little bit from the mushroom house that's here with another tree. Yeah, that helps kind of block that a little bit. Judging from the position of that moon over there, we have stayed up another whole night, but that's okay, we were detailing. And I definitely need to get a campfire over there for the middle of those logs, but I just don't have one on me right now. But I do have the stuff to make lots of mushrooms though. All right, day 79, and we've got a campfire to go over here and place in our campsite. You know, for not knowing what to do with this corner over here, I actually really love how it turned out. I think today I want to focus over here on this side of the island because, I mean, let's be honest, it does look like it needs a lot of work. Especially because I removed some of this hill to make it look a little bit nicer, but now I've just got to bone meal everything all over again. And just like we did upstairs, we're going to have to go ahead and remove some of the moss as well so we can get a pathway in through here. And let's go ahead and connect that over to our pathway by the nether portal. It's all filled in with dirt, so we can go ahead and just convert that all to path block. And I don't know if I necessarily love how path and moss look together, but I guess it's better than nothing. I think in this big empty space next to the water, I want to do another flower field, and this is actually kind of be perfect for a sunflower field. If you didn't know, sunflowers in Minecraft actually face the way that the sun rises, so this would be perfect because it faces that way as well. But I don't have too much bone meal on me, so we're going to have to come back with some more after we plant this next little batch. And this is definitely not even coming close to how much we need to actually finish up the whole field. Let's add a bit of a decorative wheelbarrow over here using a composter, a grindstone, and a fence gate. So cute. And over here, I think I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of this path that goes all the way to the ocean, because we don't really need it. We can fill that back in with moss, and then I really want to actually remake our nether portal into a mushroom as well. I did that in my 118 series, and I really loved that. In the morning hours of day 80, I went and gathered a bunch more oak leaves for all the decorating we still had left to complete. And now armed with some more bone meal, and of course it's going to start raining as soon as I start doing this, but we can get all of these sunflowers bone mealed up and replanted. I know that I keep saying this, but genuinely planting these big flower fields is so cozy, so comforting. I really enjoy this work. And at the end when it's all done, it's just so satisfying to look at too. Oh yeah, that is a flower field. That sunflower field is so beautiful. Look at that. In the evening hours that night after finishing the sunflower field, I spent some more time decorating around the retaining wall and the blacksmith mushroom. You guys have mostly seen this in first person thus far, that's why I just did a little overview time lapse for you. Today I want to actually go ahead and remake the nether portal that I talked about the other day. And for that we're going to need a lot more obsidian because it is a little bit of a bigger portal. Now I can't remember how much I've actually talked about this, but this playthrough was very inspired by my original Let's Play that blew up, my 118 series. And I have rebuilt this mushroom from pictures that I have of that world since I don't have that world anymore, which I'm very sad about. But this whole video stems from like the nostalgia and magic that I felt about that world, so I'm just really excited to rebuild this here today. I just realized we have less than 20 days left. I should be keeping track, but sometimes it doesn't hit me. So Axolotl, go in the pond and enjoy your last 20 days. And don't make me come put you on a lead. Stay in there. Now, our mushroom nether portal is also done, and it's a little bit chunky, but I feel like it really fits the style of the village still. Another really adorable detail that I added was these like little bit of a bigger mini mushroom. I don't really know how to describe it, but I love this. However, the portal did take the rest of my mushroom stems, so I think I'm going to devote a little bit of time today to getting some more. Before that though, I'm going to go ahead and put on a bunch of beds that I made yesterday because I definitely want some more villagers to help populate this whole village, and they can have some bread and just breed up whenever they feel like it. Now let's get some mushroom stem. All right, day 83, and I think I want to focus on this little patch over here today. And I want to actually make a tulip patch today because we did go get a bunch of tulips and we haven't used them anywhere yet. But as always, we're going to start off by outlining our area that we're going to be kind of building in with some lighting and some leaves and some fences. And I want to plant my tulips in kind of a weird way. I want to make two lines of like the same color next to each other. And I'm actually leaving spaces in between the lines because that's how they're planted here in the Netherlands in real life. When I've been there, they leave a little bit of a space between them all. And I think we're gonna have to just do extra lines of pink because I don't have enough to fill out the whole field with other colors. I didn't get that many, but I did get a lot of pink ones. And I have more red than orange, but I don't think I'm gonna have enough to do 2 lines of red. And then finally we get to the orange line, which is just absolutely tiny, and there's only room for 1, but I do need some more over here by the red. So I guess this is fine, right? Like it's a little bit mixed, but that's fine. And let's jump into free cam. That is looking cute. It's so adorable, actually. I was sort of anticipating that taking longer, so I think instead of trying something else, let's go ahead and try to make a pink mushroom since we did collect all that crimson stuff. Although, to be honest, I'm not sure how I feel about the pink wool. Ugh. You know what though? Maybe we can just place some pink petals and no one will even notice how weird this kind of looks, and this just will fix everything, just like oak leaves. You know what I will be sure about though? We can just build a little bit of a red mushroom, a little kind of big custom red mushroom over here. Well, I guess it's not really big. It would be sort of small, medium. I don't really know what size this would count as. And then another kind of medium one over here. We can just kind of build this up. We'll make this one even just a little bit bigger. Sort of like it's a mushroom house in growth. I don't really know if that tracks, but you guys sort of get what I mean, right? And let's go ahead and pop into free cam again. Oh, I really like that. That is so cute. With only 16 days left since it's day 84, I have ignored my bees for far too long. I keep forgetting that I even have them. And I think it's definitely due time that we set up a nice cozy outdoor place for them. Now, I don't have time to go ahead and do like a whole glass dome or a greenhouse, but I can still do something nice. Maybe we can add a little bit of a vineyard vibe with this glowberry planter. Yeah, I like that enough that we'll add another one right here. Adding small decorations like this really helps get some other colors around the village as well. Plus, I mean, I'll just take any excuse to use some spruce trapdoors. We can go ahead and kind of curve down a pathway from the main road over here. And I want to throw down some more leaves to kind of separate this area from the other kind of mushrooms. And over here by the pig pen, we can just do a little bit of a small carrot patch. Now I'm going to throw down a bunch of rose bushes through here because roses are actually my favorite flower in the Mizuno 16 craft texture pack. And now that the sun's setting on another day, we can just kind of walk around the island on the pathways and kind of see how much work we really put in the last like 20 days. It is amazing. But that's not our only goal. We need to go get our bees too. Some bees are out, but that's okay. I'm just going to pick up everything. Then we can lead them over. I actually forgot that we don't even need leads because bees are just better at following flowers than pretty much any other animal following food. I really wish it was this easy to move every single animal, but you know what? It's kind of special that bees are so easy to move because they're also so cute. And let's get their hives kind of set up. If I can jump up there, we'll just do it like every other one. There we go. Oh, guys, go in your hives. It's nighttime. Yeah, I think they should now that I don't have any flowers. There we go. Right now, I'm really trying to resist the urge to kind of just place a bunch of finishing touches on spots, but that's really just because I'm kind of putting off the things that I don't want to do over the next few days in game. But we still kind of have a big open space by this brown mushroom over here, so maybe that's what I'll work on tomorrow, setting up a big flower field for the bees. Okay, day 86. We're here and we're really getting down to the wire, to the final days of this video. So I really want to go over a little bit of an overview of what we have left to work on the island. So if we just come over here and then pop into free cam really quick. First of all, I just want to say, how different does this place look than when we first started 80 days ago? A lot is already done, like our axolotl pond and our farm animal pens. We've got flower fields, we've got the campsite. This area over here behind this green mushroom kind of stands out to me as a little bit empty, so we'll have to fill that in. Then we've got a little bit more along this retaining wall here to fill in, and then up here in the front, this area looks a little bit weird. Over here needs a little bit more. I think overall, besides a little bit of bone mealing, most areas over here look pretty good. That isn't to say that we're almost completely done though, because there is one kind of big thing that I have been ignoring, and that's the interior of all the mushrooms. I just really hate decorating on camera, and I always feel like I have to change things a million times, but I think what I want to do is actually do a big montage of days and kind of get all of the interiors of all the mushrooms worked out. Oh, and you know what? The other thing I just noticed is that all of these mushrooms still need leaves on the top. I'm sort of wondering, are we even going to be done in time? Probably not, right? I spent the rest of day 86 all the way until day 94 decorating all the interiors of all of the mushrooms. I tried to make each one a little bit unique, even though I found it somewhat difficult due to the shapes being so similar. During the nights, I moved all the villagers into their new homes, and I even found a couple of new stray cats to tame and add to our collection of furry friends growing on the island. And then finally, we also added some different details to the outsides of the mushrooms, like chimneys and this mini mushroom too. Oh my goodness, you guys would not believe how much time I spent doing all of those houses, but if you want to see the interiors, you're going to have to wait until the final day because it's day 95 and we still have some things to do. I want to start by getting rid of something that we don't need anymore, and that's going to be the tree farm. If you think about it, this was actually the first thing I built in this world, and it was so useful. I really loved having a place for just all my potsol to be contained, but it's time to say goodbye because the dock is kind of ugly with this little tree area. Well, actually, we probably can't remove this yet because I don't have anywhere else to grow trees on the island and I need some more oak leaves. So let's go ahead and get some saplings down, and then we'll bone meal them and collect all of the leaves. And we're going to probably have to do this a little bit because this is going to be my last time collecting leaves for the series, and we still have a lot that we need to place on top of all the mushroom houses and to decorate with. As I've been decorating and kind of looking at all of the builds, the one thing I feel like this place is definitely missing on the mushrooms is that overgrown kind of like lush vibe that the leaves gives it. And don't get me wrong, the mushrooms aren't bad without the leaves, but with it, they just look so much better. And we can just bring some down on these bigger ones too to try to make the whole thing look a little bit overgrown. And well, I guess this is what I did before there was moss in the game too. But yeah, guys, let's go get all of the other mushrooms around the island done as well. Probably gonna take me all day tomorrow. Oh my gosh, this is so embarrassing. I just looked at my recording software and I wasn't recording again. Are you kidding me? It always happens to me at least once for every video, but not usually twice. So anyways, just to recap, we've got this little peony field. Now we've got our lilacs over here and our roses there. So the peonies are a logical option, and let's just give us the look of shame here. Shame on you. But don't worry, you guys didn't miss anything philosophical or anything. I was literally just saying that I can't wait for lunch today because I think we're gonna have some spicy ramen. And now with the field all filled in, let's kind of get a zoom going. Yeah, that is nice. We've got a few loose ends on the dock side of the island, mainly this old villager breeder that we had the villagers in for the first little bit. I think we're just gonna maybe close this off. Then I want to build something over here around the mine entrance, just so it looks a little nicer. I don't necessarily want this to be like a lean-to or anything. I just want this to kind of be like a little bit of a covering. Well, if I could place the slab in the correct position, then yeah, that would be helpful. but just something to make this look a little bit nicer. I think we'll go ahead and change up the lighting, and then I want to go ahead and add some leaves over here too to try to make this look a little bit more lush, because it kind of is really boring over here on the front side of this cliff. Hopefully that little bit can kind of help. Let me get the crafting table back. Yeah, that's better. The morning of day 98, and we've got 2 days left of the video, but we're going to be removing another of the loose ends down here on the dock side of the island, which is going to be the mushroom farm. I think this is going to require multiple trips though, because I think there's like an inventory worth of bone meal over here as well. Because I think the hoppers in the dispenser were all full. Yeah. So I'm going to head upstairs and dump all of this in the storage room, and then we can go ahead and remove the ugly cobble box. Wow, by removing this, I'm actually kind of getting the feeling that it's almost over, and I'm getting really, really sad because I really, really like this world and I've had so much fun playing here. I mean, honestly, I chose a small island world. That way we could finish it all in one video and it would feel complete in case I didn't do like a part 2 to this, but I had so much fun in this world and I really, really love what I've made here. Okay, hear me out. I kind of want to add in these little spots with the path blocks where the dock is. I really want to do the spruce planks that we just picked up from our little farm. And I think by doing this, we can make the dock look super patchy, like they kind of like broke down over time and then the villagers repaired it with whatever they had on hand. And I kind of like that. It's a little bit messy, but in a really cute way. And once we remove the tree area, which we can finally do, I feel like it'll look a lot better down here, so it won't look as like overwhelmingly spruce to oak. Goodbye, Podsole. You know, actually, I do love Mizuno's Podsole. I wish I would have used it in more places this playthrough. I just never really thought about it. And now with that gone, let's go ahead and kind of add in our fences and lamps. That way the dock stays lit up. If I had a little bit more time, I might make this a little bit more fancy, but this is what I have time for right now, so that's all I can do. Over on this side, I want to get rid of all of the sugar canes because it just looks really, really messy to me. I don't really love it. And then to fill in this spot, we'll go with the old reliable fences, leaves, and lanterns. This is just the perfect way to kind of make a spot look rustic and finished. Whew, oh my gosh, one more day. One day until the final tour of the island. I am getting a little bit nervous. We have so much still to do. I apologize if I'm not as talkative as I normally am today, but I am going to just kind of get through everything and make sure it's all decorated. I'm actually so thankful that we had all of this extra bone meal because almost everywhere on the island needs a touch of it. Another thing we need to finish up is making sure that all of our pathways have some spruce slabs so they're easy to walk on. And I've got a bunch of extra 2 tall flowers that I'm going to plant around just to give some more color and life to the whole area. Oh my gosh, it is raining again. Okay, somebody in the comments, tell me how many times did it rain in this video? Just count the number of days for me. I am genuinely about to cry though. I am so sad that this 100 days is almost over. I wish that I could just live on this little cottagecore mushroom island forever with my like silly little villagers and cats and bees. It's starting to get dark, so I'm going to take one last little sweep and just make sure that everything is to my liking, which it looks like it is. When it's raining, I can never actually tell if it's time to sleep or not, so we could just take the scenic route all the way home, although there's not really a pathway here, which doesn't really matter. We are gamers. We can just jump over the leaves. All right, well, I think it's time to say goodnight to our mushroom village one last time. And good morning from day 100! We did it! Wait, I take back complaining about the rain yesterday since there is a beautiful rainbow in the sky. What a perfect way to celebrate 100 days. Since this is our final day, I want to go ahead and do a little bit of a walkthrough, starting with the point where we spawned from, which was right over here if you guys remember. There used to be a walkway down to get to the bottom part of the island, like right here, but we removed that because it was just kind of ugly. And I think for the first villager house that we want to go explore, let's go down to the dockside and start down there, just because there's fewer of them and that way we can finish at our bed. And the first house we're going to explore is actually our fisherman villager house. And this is just a very little basic house, but I like this one because it has a nice checkerboard pattern. Kind of matches the dock outside. I really love these leaves hanging down over the edge of the cliff. And then this hut right here belongs to the farmer villagers. But let's just leave that one behind because I forgot to come over there with paintings and flowers. But this is our bone meal machine hut. I actually fixed this on day like 98 or something. Then following the pathway, we have our nether portal mushroom, which I've already talked about. And that's from my original Let's Play series. It's absolutely so adorable. I haven't shown this mushroom off yet on the inside, but this is actually my favorite one. I kind of tried to do something a little bit different and added like walls on the inside, inside with some bedrooms for our different villagers. I also really love this raised pumpkin patch and melon patch. Is that a cat? I don't think that we have that one, but I have the fish on me, so come here. Okay, why did you have to fall into the wheat field? All right, well, you can just sit here and be the pumpkin cat now. I really wonder how many varieties of cats that we have. Let's see, husbandry tab. We have 9 out of 11. I don't know which ones we're missing. Now on to the main living area of the island. We have this house right here, which is unfortunately a fisherman, but it was supposed to be kind of like a botanist. That's why all the flowers are here. And yes, I did notice that this needed some spruce slabs there, I promise. And nothing's actually changed inside the enchanting mushroom, and you guys have already seen that. Next up, we do have the bee area in the back over here, and this is just so cute and cozy. I'm really a big fan of the bee area. Nothing has changed over here inside of this mushroom either. This guy is just now taking care of the pigs. He is the butcher, and yeah, he's got like a little carrot patch out there for them. Now, recently we did get a villager move into the cabin over here near the campsite, so him and his cat are just on like a little bit of a holiday. And probably the second biggest transformation is actually the mushroom that has Bob in it. Now, I did give Bob a roommate, so now Bob and Doug are in here, and they are just having a great time. But I'm going to leave their fence open because I do want the villagers to be able to roam free. And we've got our blacksmith villager. Nothing has really changed in here. Let's go ahead and open the restaurant as well. As much as I can, I've been trying to keep track and make sure that no mobs can spawn, and so far everything has seemed really safe, so I hope that none of these villagers have anything terrible happen to them. And last but not least, we gotta let the Fletchers go as well, because they probably just want to go hang out with the other villagers too. Okay, and this Fletcher has already fallen onto my crops. That's great. Well, you know what? It is not my problem anymore. This can be your guys' problem forevermore because it's not mine anymore. And well, guys, with the sun setting here on day 100, I cannot believe how much we got done, how much we accomplished, how much we built, and how good it all looks in these 100 days. Taking one last look here in FreeCam, this is just such a magical and beautiful place to live, and I'm so jealous of all the villagers that get to stay here after I close the game. Anyways, guys, I had so much fun recording this video and editing. I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. It was such a blast from start to finish. And if you guys like this kind of content, consider subscribing because these videos take a very long time to make. It would help me out a ton. With all that said, let's go ahead and get some rest after 100 days of hard work. See you guys later. Bye-bye.